I was a little early. I was a lot
Good
early.
enough. Good enough. Good enough.
Okay.
I always know I'm faster for some reason, but
Because there's
yeah,
Discord delay.
It's because of the latency.
Beandip, did you want to lead us in?
Yes, sir. Welcome back, guys. We have a great episode for you today. We're going to have Saeder on, and we're going to, go through the trials and tribulations of what it's like to be a white man in the RuneScape streaming category. So how are you doing, Save?
I'm doing great, thanks. Thanks for that beautiful intro.
So accommodating, so nice, Beandip, as usual.
Listen.
Eloquently put, I must say.
Listen, at night, when I'm walking, I have to move this to different sides of streets, it's tough. You have to respect people. Like, I don't know, just like being white, it's horrible. It's horrible. It's a horrible thing.
Shut up. Stop talking. What are you talking about? Anyway, Saeder is here, guys. Our first guest on the podcast. Renowned RuneScape skiller, Ironman extraordinaire, playing his second.
More like Ironman. I wouldn't consider myself a skiller. That has bad connotations, I feel like.
Okay, yeah, true.
Oh well, that's true, dude. I saw some of the comments on the Gnome Cube thing. Some of the guys were going a little hamburger.
Yeah.
I saw your Iron Man.
I'm sorry to put you in that because then you're kind of like a part of it. So that was my bad.
No, it was fine. I was happy to be a part of history.
Okay, yeah.
It was there's no problem with that.
There's a lot of people that want me to shut the fuck up about that. I like lean into it more when people tell me to shut up. I'm like, yeah.
For the engagement.
Yeah, I mean, it does help with engagement too. If I need to pocket a few extra bucks on a YouTube video, I'll do that.
I mean, introducing a mechanic that forces people to really learn the basis of the game. I'm not forces, but gives them the option. I think that's definitely desirable.
Let's move past this. I feel like this is this is not a good start to the topic. Start talking about Gnome Cube first thing.
I think every single one of our starts has been a controversial, some kind of not very good start because we sit here and
in bad taste, in much bad taste.
Yeah, because Beandip does our intros and then he starts talking about how awful it is to be white. It's like we're just already off.
Yeah,
no, I'm actually a huge fan of your guys' podcast. I've caught a few. I'm pretty sure it's Ubaru making the timestamps, but god damn, it's like an hour and a half and there's 70 timestamps. I'm just barely can see the.
Yeah, Uber's.
I mean, you guys are just totally schizo navigating every single thing that's popular. It's great.
Beandip did it once.
I did do it once,
but I do it a lot. I do it a lot.
No, it's great.
My favorite was there was a topic about Baby Grimm because I had favorited one of her posts in Twitter.
I listened to that.
Beautiful woman, she's amazing. Shout out Baby Grimm. And the timestamp is Rizzing Baby Gronk, and I'm still eternally proud of that. And I don't know if anybody's clicked it, but it's there.
That's a simple man.
Okay.
Beandip, you literally are indexing it wrong. When people click on it, they're gonna think it's TikTok Riz humor, and it's gonna be Baby Grimm. So they're just gonna be let down.
It's called bait and
click off the
switch.
video. That's true. Sometimes it does work.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, this guy hates us.
So I recently saw your Ironman progress, Saeder, and I wanted to ask you if you needed a helpline. Just kidding, but your skills are kind of
I've
really
needed a helpline for several years now. Yeah, continue.
Your skills are really unbalanced, so I wanted to ask where you're at right now. Are you AFKing anything right now?
Yeah, I'm AFK in Motherload mine. I got to get a coal bag.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's all right.
Dude, that's his bread and butter. He's got to get it.
I know. We should send children to the mines instead.
I'm pretty much still I'm still a child.
Mines.
I'm mentally still a child.
Can this guy go 2 minutes without saying something insane?
No, I don't think he can. I just think he was born different,
He is.
Yeah.
So,
an awful guy.
Uber wanted to ask this question. I just want to give credit to him, but I'm very interested. Have you had any RuneScape series or ideas that haven't come to fruition, or anything you've started working on that you probably won't finish?
Oh yeah, a lot of things.
What was the one that comes to mind?
Leagues 3. I was like, what? I'm that creator that Leagues 1 came out, I just completely ignored it. A lot of people loved it. Leagues 2 came out, everybody jumped on board, fucking loved it. And I just ignored it, and I was like, oh damn, maybe maybe I'm appearing like one of those creators that's like super apathetic and just I kind of look like a doomer sort of toward the game because I'm not like getting involved. It never really spoke to me as a game mode, but the Leagues 3 rolled by. I was like, you know what? I'm going to be that creator that makes a series on this, you know, just like a fucking real series. I'm going to try to daily upload. So I played like 3 days straight for 14 hours a day. And I was just not having, I mean, it was all right just because it was something different. But it's just, Leagues 3 was pretty much like everybody admits that one's the worst one. And that was my first experience with it. And by day 3, I was just over it. So I made 3 episodes. And on the 3rd episode, I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I said in the video, I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like,
hell yeah.
That's awesome. Can't.
Wait, are we in Leagues 4 right now?
5.
5? Okay, I was going to say Leagues. The last Leagues was really good. What made Leagues 3 so bad? I don't remember.
Just wasn't area restricted. It was just like everybody.
They had a cool mechanic where you had to like play the game to unlock more of the game, but it wasn't balanced at all. And then one day, people were complaining that they were kind of like soft locking their account. So they gave everyone just like they like cut everything in half for unlocks. So you just woke up one day and you had 800 extra sages renowned to unlock stuff, and you just unlocked everything, and there was no challenge or any like restriction on your account to get to points.
Has there been a Leagues yet where people have done all of the tasks?
Every single Leagues. I think except the first one, because it was 200 mil in every skill.
So I never really pay attention to it, but like
there was like crazy ones the first one.
Yeah, it was like I think it was like all claw. Like I don't know if it was every CM cape or like every single like raid item plus 500 CMs. Like it was just an insane amount of stuff to do in the first one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but I think ever since the second one, or at least the third one, someone's completed every single task. I'm completing every single task.
Yeah, you're the GOAT, bro.
What do you guys think about
right now?
Oh yeah,
Mason.
What
rank are you right now?
I have no clue. I can find out.
Gaming.
What do you guys think about the Dragon Cup not being a competition anymore, but just being a set amount of points? Good change.
I think it's a huge L.
Really?
I think it's a lot of people don't see it as like even an accomplishment anymore because it's not like hard to get. It's just like, okay, you hit this point cap and then you're done.
They should have made
after, like,
a Gilded Cup. So you get Dragon Cup at 60,000 points, but Gilded is like you were number 1 or in the top 5.
Yeah, it's like the League of Legends like
top
challenger.
5%, yeah.
Like in the top
Whoa,
500.
we don't like kids, but basically kind of like League of Legends.
2 minutes, man. 2 minutes. Every 2 minutes on the dot, this guy says something like that.
When you live next to an elementary school, shouldn't you like be forced to move?
I do.
See,
actually.
he does watch the podcast. He knows. He knows.
So that's where he's walking at night. Fuck.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, there's this insane
worse.
hill. So the elementary school has this insane hill.
No. Just stop. Just stop. Just stop there.
He has no more interest in you talking about your walk anymore. You ruined it. You soiled it.
Funny. Oh my god. Dude, I didn't even play this Leagues.
I think it's a good change, but again, I don't really have a voice on this matter.
I don't think it's a bad change necessarily. It does cut down on the competition of people who continually have to play to like fight for their rank, for the people who who are hovering over that like that threshold, because obviously that goes back and forth a lot. But there are a lot of people who just 60k, boom, I'm out, I'm done.
Yeah.
But I know this league's if you want all the rewards, if you don't have any prior points, I think it's like 81,000 for everything. It's a lot of points.
All the previous league rewards, or just this?
Just like
rewards?
this league's.
I was gonna say
it's like 80,000 points or something.
Wow.
Like just the Virtus.
They're still overpriced. I don't know.
They are. The Virtus thing I think is like 30,000, which is
Why
insane.
It feels like
Yikes.
See, it feels like if for my account, let's just say like my normal Iron, if I wanted to start getting like a bunch of rewards, you basically could just never catch up at this point. Like if you haven't been trying to get Dragon, I feel like that's not good.
I don't think it's a very good thing. And just in the sense of like there are people who make new accounts, play the leagues, and want the old rewards, because some of the old rewards are really good. But
the Rune Crossbow transmog, goated.
I think all the
Dude, I didn't even like any of the rewards from this one. I don't know what it was. I literally had no motivation or like drive to play this leagues, and this is the first time that's ever happened. I just didn't care about it whatsoever. Weird.
weird.
it's-
It's like
I think this one's the most fun one I've played so far. I think
It's-
they've
Everyone says
also
that. I just
well they did, I feel like they made it too accessible and too easy this time around, at least for basic PVM and stuff. But
yeah.
maybe that's just my like perception because I only played. This is the third one I've played. I played Twisted and I played, I think the third one. It was either the third or the second one, but this one has like paled in comparison to the other ones. So at least in terms of my enjoyment.
the combat
Yeah.
mastery system is a very, very good change because you're not locked into one style, and you can
Mm.
like pretty much almost min max 2 styles in a playthrough if you really want to, which is a really really cool change that it's not just locked to a relic, and it lets them expand on the whole relic system by not just giving you one relic that's combat related. So
And it gives you time to play the game to like figure that out versus picking it like immediately,
Mhm.
like 2 relics in or
Yeah.
whatever it was last time.
yeah,
So
What do you
Definitely a
think
good
about
change.
6 weeks versus 8 weeks? I feel like they're now just pretty set on it always being an 8-week adventure.
I think
I
it's
felt like
a
6 felt pretty
Good
but
change.
I don't know. That's
I
good.
mean-
Okay.
before they were like
I don't know.
3
I never last that
months?
long, even when I do play.
No, they were like 6 weeks. Well,
No,
okay, I guess
like,
my one
the
experience.
first one was like 3 months. The second one was 8 weeks, and then when they put it down to, I think 6 is good. A lot of people end up doing that little cutoff. I know a lot of people quit after like 10 days because they did they got max relics, they did the content they want to do, they did whatever challenges, Inferno, Top, got their mega rares, whatever, and then normally they're done. So 10 days is good, and then all the extra time for people who are more casual to get dragon rank, to get the rewards and points they want. Because by the end of like next week, I think most worlds will probably have like, I don't know actually, because
it's definitely going to be more dead. Like I think it's between like 300 to like 800 pop on most worlds, at least
Yeah.
right now when I've been playing. And that's good in terms of like the stability of servers because they had a shitload of servers that were all the way full when it first came out. So I think the opportunity cost of like, if you didn't play early and say like you're on vacation or like, you know, it was Thanksgiving, like basically right when it dropped. So like, let's say you're like went on family vacation, you could come back and play. But if you want to be competitive, you wouldn't be competitive for like rank 1. So
Mhm.
like it's already like nixed for you. But like if you want to do like a unique account build or like, I think it's especially catered towards like League's content creators because a lot of people are like making like randomized accounts and like all these like cool, interesting ways how to make content around it. And I think that also serves Jagex because if it's longer, it gives more opportunity for people to come in through those videos and try it.
Yeah.
So I think it's incentivized by like a lot of external factors, but it's also like it is what you make it. Like I'm sure they notice like 75% of the people aren't playing it anymore, but there's still that like 25% that can and might buy a membership to go try it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's
I don't
also
know.
brought people
I'm
back
no marketing
into
guy.
it's brought people back into the game. Like I know people that haven't played in like a couple years and they're playing now because of leagues. So yeah.
True.
We have a whole friend group of people who used to play RuneScape all the time but don't anymore, who have all came back this league to play, and they're all having a good
Mhm.
time.
I'm just really busy during the holidays, so I like that I have 8 weeks to max because that was
Yeah.
like one of my goals. So
Yeah.
How close are you?
not at all. Path of Exile 2 came out, and speaking of,
Yeah.
Saeder, do you want to start running some dungeons? Have you ever played an ARPG?
No, I've never.
It's sorry, go ahead. I was just gonna say it's very min maxy, so I think you'd like it.
Here's the thing with
Also,
me.
the
Yeah,
combat tree would probably make him like deter from that. Like the whole
Yeah.
there's a whole skill tree in the game that basically looks like you'd have to study it for like 4 years in college to
Looks
understand.
like, yeah, you
know.
need a fucking medical degree to set
No,
up. a
like
build
those
and
games
everything.
do interest me, especially when they're like extremely well balanced and well designed and everything. But it's just like I don't know. It's such a big time investment. Like I love old school. I feel like old school is the game I've just sunk so much damn time into. Like I just love it because it's like I'm so familiar with so much of it. In fact, I think I was talking to you about. Oh wait, no, maybe it was just my last podcast with Loki. I was talking about like just how I get stressed out about like new content coming out that's very foreign, like a brand new continent with brand new, like I still haven't done a hunter rumor on old school, even with
Dude,
like the
me
new 2
either.
accounts I've made. And
It's
I'm
okay.
like, dude, like
What?
that shit stresses me out low key. Like as soon as I just do it, it's fine. But I can just
Yeah.
imagine a skill tree. If I was really familiar with the game, I'd be fucking obsessed with it. I'd be like, this is great. Because like you just slowly start understanding it more and more and more, but you have to like really invest the time
Mhm.
to like figure it out.
That's so crazy. Hunter's Rumors were like the only part of Polyamory that I did when it came out, because I don't play much old school anymore, but they were awesome.
He made a video
Like,
too.
everybody likes them.
Yeah,
There you go.
Mhm.
it was the only piece of old school RuneScape content I've ever made a guide for,
Damn.
and it was
And
yeah,
it had like 15K
sweet.
views or something. It popped
yeah.
off.
I remember fucking Clipper helped me make it. He helped me script it out and everything.
That's huge.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had to since I loved like guides are so funny just on any game because the people that don't understand it will absolutely voice that. So like even after watching the entire video, people come and be like, "Yeah, still don't get it. Why'd you have to explain it so complicatedly or whatever?" Like
It's
just
it's
so
the
funny to me.
task block system is what people don't understand. It's because like you
it
have
was
to like
confusing.
yeah, because even
Especially-
I've never done a hunter rumor and I still don't get it, but I bet if I applied myself and tried to learn in like a day, I could. It's just like
Yeah.
I think if you just haven't done it, like a lot of people won't understand
Oh,
if you're like not giving
my
exact visual
God.
representation of doing it type of thing. But
I just realized I struggled with one of your guides for tick manipulating mining, and it's because I just realized I wasn't using an adamant pickaxe. Fuck.
Mm. Yeah.
I'm
This is the
that
guy
guy. I'm
commenting
that
saying he
guy.
doesn't
I'm
get
that
it.
guy.
This is the guy commenting saying it's not working.
Yeah.
I
I followed
literally-
it to a T. It's not working.
Dude.
I mean, you know, at the intro where you said like, oh, like famous skiller or whatever. Like, I still love skilling. Like, I actually I'm a huge fan of skilling in this game. I like the balance though. I could never make just a skiller account, and I could never make just like a PVM account. I need the yin yang. So
Mhm.
but yeah, skilling guides have
I think
always
it's
been
important.
like pretty fun. It just puts you in like a camp where you're just kind of like perceived as like a nerd. Just like, wow, like you really fucking care about your video game, don't you? You just make a little skilling
Yeah, you
video.
care.
Like,
You
I
care.
don't know.
Yeah, you like your little nerdy little game, you
Yeah.
little fucking
Well,
dork
you
nerd.
little bitch boy. Yeah.
If you care so
I do
much.
love it though.
Hottest
do love it.
NPC. What is the hottest NPC?
What is the what?
The hottest NPC. If you like the game so much.
don't say Neve. Don't
Corridor.
say Neve. Don't. Okay.
Okay, so I feel so bad about this still. I think I
Yeah.
deleted the tweet, but somebody, I won't say who, but Madam Mage posted a Kuradel cosplay, and I tweeted something like, yeah, like I don't have something about the lore about the dad, not having a dad or something. And then she responds to me, yeah, my dad passed away. And I'm like, fuck,
Jesus.
dude. I felt so bad. I was just making a joke about the lore, dude. Oh,
They're
man.
just
Talk
Yeah.
about impeccable timing right there.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I-
Jeez, that's bad.
It's like
I think
our
you're
being
cursed.
maybe a base
Yeah, I
take.
think you're cursed.
Vanescula Draken.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
10
all
times
those-
better lore.
All those vampires are like
Yeah.
they just got like that like
They got
hot
the
girl
sex
For a
appeal.
swag.
brow,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know?
yeah.
They got
Like
the
they
fuck
do
that
they do
out.
like the hip
Hourglass.
thrust and everything.
Mhm.
Like they're always walking and just like, look at me.
Where it's like,
Yeah.
not to get controversial,
Mhm.
but I just did the first vampire. Like I just did
Oh
Branches
wait.
of Darkmire.
Okay,
on-
yeah, keep
RS3.
continue. Sorry.
Yeah, I just did Branches of Darkmire on RS3, and the updated model for her. I might second
Doesn't
that.
everyone in
I might
RS3 have
second
like
that.
huge tits? Like just like that's just... Okay,
Yeah.
listen. I've actually changed my answer.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm gonna actually kind of rephrase the question, like, you know, what's the hottest NPC? What's the hottest place? And that is Lunar Isle. Have you guys done the Lunar Isle or Lunar Diplomacy
Yeah.
quest lately? That whole place is run by these floating women that are all
Mhm.
single,
Ooh.
and they all have like their own like
It's
home.
a
They're all like
harem.
very sophisticated women. And when I
Yeah.
was doing that quest on Big Bay, I was like, okay, this is if I could choose any place to live in Gillinor, or Zaya included, it'd be here, Lunar Isle. Like, I'm
Yeah.
fucking here. And so
Okay.
it's one of those NPCs. I don't know. There's
Mhm.
like there's a big choice, but
The one
Yeah, no.
Iromancer.
No, not her.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
No, but like that.
Like
She's a floating one as well,
Yeah.
but I'm talking like inside the town. You could see some.
Yeah, like the town
one
like
that-
people that you do the quest with.
I don't remember her
Where you
name.
make the
The one you
brazier.
give you take like the amulet off her head or whatever.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah.
Just
I'd knock
whoever.
the
Like,
cobwebs out of Baba Yaga though. Just saying.
they all just seem
Whoa.
very like horny, Loki, but they
Yeah.
don't like show it. Like you're talking to them and their dialogue's like, we haven't seen a man here in
Bro,
fucking
that's-
minute.
It's
I'm right here, babe.
Yeah, like I'm here.
It's-
What
Have
do
you
need
ever
help
been
with?
to a Chiefs tailgate? Look at all the 40-year-old women there, bro. It's same thing.
what's that one like-
That's a good one.
that one Futurama episode with all the Amazonian women? And it's run by
Dude,
a
I don't
robot.
know. I watched that when I was like
Dude.
7.
And that's
Yeah.
what it feels like. There's one telling every single like Lunar Isle person what to do.
Oh yes, I do remember that episode. Fuck,
You were
it's like I
right.
spoke too soon.
You know,
I
I feel like
definitely remember that
Futurama's the litmus test. Oh, and American Dad's the litmus test. If somebody says they like Family Guy like Alex, bro, then it's like, you know.
Dude, I'm an American Dad guy.
Dude, I
I don't know what you're. I don't know
Me-
where you're.
I know.
Dude,
me and
American
Alex,
Dad, 10 times better.
me and Alex and our group Ironman team, we literally sit in Discord, and Alex will sit there and I don't know how many seasons of American Dad we've watched, but it's a lot.
Do you watch
We'll
it?
literally
wait,
sit there and go through like 2 seasons in a single
Yeah.
setting.
Just play.
Just all play in RuneScape 3
Yeah.
group iron.
So Saeder, do you watch any TV? I have troubles watching TV. It's hard.
No,
for
I
me
don't.
to-
I don't even own a TV.
I don't
actually.
either. You're the one of the first people I met that doesn't own a TV. I don't have space because I
Let's
need
go.
my piano. So
I could find space.
Okay,
I
a
could
like
little,
a piano,
little
you
subtle.
little
I
nerd.
play piano flex. You know? I
pretentious.
love music.
No,
Got a
that's
music
cool.
nerd over here.
I respect that actually. No, I mean I could put a TV in my room, but that just sounds bad.
no,
I'm
you
already
got the
trying to. Yeah. What?
you got the mid-century Art Deco type shit going on. I like the
Yeah.
like the faux leather, with the cream offset. It's nice. So
Thank you. Yeah. No, I don't have many visitors either. I have like usually like family
Hmm.
or whatnot. Well, what, Oob?
I'm just smirking because he I don't want to say what Beandip does for work, but
yeah,
he
please
definitely
don't. But I sell furniture.
Okay.
okay, well, he just said it himself, so
He just didn't
it's
want
just
you to
funny
say it.
because he
Yeah.
yeah, I get it. You know, he hates me or whatever. It's like it's fine.
You know, here's what
We've
I've
been
learned
there.
about
We've been
selling
there.
things. Everybody's like, "Oh, to be a salesman, you just have to be outgoing and you have to be charismatic." No, I
And
actually think,
manipulative.
well,
That's true.
I actually think you
That's
need
true.
to really know your product. And my goal one day is to be like a salesman for like industry standard stuff, maybe more around a scientific nature, something like really unique and specific. That would be cool, or being a buyer for something like that, but I don't know. What's your goal? What goal do you have?
That's so. Sorry.
I'm using my
What
sales
is your
accent.
goal?
Anything ever.
What is the goal that you have?
What is the goal?
That's
What's
my
your
salesman
ultimate goal
tactic.
in life? Yeah.
That's a
Actually,
great
I did
question.
have this question for you. I was gonna ask, and this can be related to streaming, but like, how do you set goals? How do you specify them, and then what do you do to like make sure you accomplish them?
I'm pretty bad at it. I feel like there's a few things that I try to focus on. One of them is like the Saeder cast. So you know, you guys are in the podcasting scene as well now, and
Mhm.
all it comes down to really is like consistency and just doing what you're doing. But yeah, I think that's kind of like the structure. That's kind of like the goal is like, okay, just try to put out an episode every week. I really enjoy it, but I'm one of those like people that's just I could forget, or I'll just like lose track of time or whatnot. And so yeah, my goal is really just like, okay, focus on getting just an episode out this week. That's like kind of the goal. And so I've been pretty good with it over the past 4 years. I mean, 200 episodes yesterday. So
Oh,
That's
nice.
pretty
I'm
good.
happy with it, yeah.
Congrats.
thank
There's
you.
the godfather of RuneScape.
Yeah, but
Like-
I'm not built that way. Like I'm one of the people that will quit, or just like I'll start something, never think about it again. So I'm
Really?
yeah.
I actually get the exact opposite impression from you.
really
Like, even like, I don't know what it is. It's just, you definitely come off as someone who like is on top of their shit.
I'm
like,
not.
You wouldn't struggle with
Oh
the
my
schedule or
God.
anything like that.
dude. It's
That's crazy.
I definitely like when I start the cam, like right before this podcast, like an hour before. I hadn't showered. I was just sitting here in my underwear. I ate a donut for fucking breakfast. I didn't even get out of bed for so long looking at my phone. I cried last night for like 30 minutes, you know. Just it's a fucking shit show. When the camera turns on though, I try not to trauma dump too much. It's just like we'll keep it professional.
Not too much, but you know, just maybe a little bit.
You're kind of looking at four guys.
Don't bring home to work type view.
You're kind of looking at four guys who do the same thing.
The thing is like, no, I mean, and I'm a crier. I'm a crier. Like I've never cried on stream, I feel like, but
I have.
Oh yeah,
I've cried on stream. I don't know what it was. I remember I was like ending the stream, and I had gotten, it wasn't even anything crazy. I had gotten like a nice raid, and like someone had gifted me like 20 subs that raid or that stream. And as I was closing it out, it's like this really emotional song was playing at the same time that I was like closing out the stream, and I just broke down crying, dude. And I was like, I'm just so grateful for you guys. I'm just so happy to be here. Like,
so it's like the hopeful crying. Like mine's like the hopeless crying. Like the opposite.
Yeah, well, okay. On stream we do the hopeful cry.
Okay.
You know? I cried for 30 minutes before the stream. That was hopeless crying.
I'm actually a crier too. Like when I watch movies with people, I cry, and I talk about this. I don't know if I've ever spoken about this on the podcast, and you guys can cut me off if you think this is not some good, but I was actually like, I considered myself an atheist for a while, but I went to this concert, and it was, it's called like, it's just called the Resurrection Symphony, but it's about Christianity, but like, at the end, there's like this crazy poem being sung in German with like a whole orchestra and it's like my favorite piece ever. And I liked it even as an atheist. And so, after that, like I during it, I started crying. Like I didn't even know why I was crying. And it really bothered me for a year or so, like why I cried. And I was like, oh, I guess I suppose you'd call me agnostic now, but like, I think music is like the quickest way, at least to a lot of people's emotions. Like it just streamlines it 100%.
I also cry a lot at like shows. I remember like season 2 of Arcane recently came out, and there was one episode in the midst of there. It was like episode 6 or something, and I cried like 3 times during this one episode. It wasn't like profusely crying, but just like tearing up, like getting emotional. I don't know. I'm definitely someone that like I like relate to characters a lot. So like I don't have a dad in real life. So like whenever I have a character in a show I'm watching that like is fatherless and like they're struggling because of it, I immediately like connect to them. I don't know what it is. I kind of wish it wasn't the case, because sometimes I'll just be watching a normal ass show and I'm just like, oh fuck man, I get it. But,
you know, that surprises me, because you well, it surprised me because I've made a lot of jokes too about your dad, but
you suck. You suck.
Yeah, but those yeah, you're actually a piece of shit. Thanks for that.
You're the reason you now.
You're the reason I hopeless cry. Nah. Nah, it's like those are fine. Like I'm totally fine with people like joking about it or like whatever. It's just, I don't know, so shows and like just artistic mediums in general are just so, they can be so like crazy emotional. I don't know what it is.
It induces the emotion because it's like so narrative driven. Like you can relate to it. At least you hope that like, at least like any storyteller that makes something hopes that they can relate to somebody who's making content for them to watch. So like that's the intended purpose, that you can relate.
That is true.
So wait, so you lost your father like recently, or you didn't know him? Or?
No. My father passed away when I was literally a year old. So like I never even knew him. So like it's not even a thing where like I cry about like not having a dad, right? Because I don't have anything to miss because I never knew him.
Do you have a stepdad?
It's more, I unfortunately do.
That's a different kind of worm.
That's a whole different episode.
That sucks, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's again like, I mean, for anyone who like doesn't have parents, or well, for anyone who doesn't have a parent, you know, they're missing one. There's just a lot of like what ifs. You know what I mean? Like, would I be a completely different person if my father never died and he was around? It's like, I don't know. Would I be here talking to my favorite people in the entire world? But who
I
knows?
think about that.
You
I think
know?
about that all the time. Like I don't like to think about like the past and like regrets, but like it makes me think about like the timeline of my life, where like all the beautiful and great people I know online, if all of these things that may have been fucked up or like a regret I have or whatever didn't lead me to the situation, that I wouldn't know like all my friends and all my family, like all my, it's crazy
Yeah.
because we're like in a small amount of time in real life right now, all interacting with each other.
Yeah. We should all make each other cry right now. Let's just,
Wouldn't take much.
let's just keep getting more and more sentimental until we're all crying.
Yeah, not to get melodramatic, but I was gonna ask, I guess you, Saeder, and the guys as well, but like when you see people, like I know you shouldn't compare your life to others, but it feels impossible a lot of the times. But because I spend time, not as much as I guess I used to, but playing video games and like in the culture, sometimes I see people who just fucking grind their ass off, and they're like, it feels like they're steps ahead of me. How do I like reconcile that? It's something I think about a lot, and I try not to get vain or covet other things, but like it feels weird when you see people like somebody my age, like, oh, that guy's like a millionaire or something. Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Like, I think ultimately, I mean, it doesn't like wealth and stuff, like societal, like just material stuff. I mean, that's never going to be the reason somebody's happy or not. Like, that's not like that. I mean, it can help you have a more quality life, but I mean, you'll see very poor people that are extremely happy. You'll see very rich people that are very fucking sad and want to kill themselves, And it's like that's not really correlating with just like living a peaceful, happy life. But there was, well, one of the things, because I'm with you there, where like I almost feel like I was conditioned as a kid to like be very judgmental and also compare myself like big time, because without going too much into like the religion business stuff conversation, it's like I mean, I was basically like drilled into my head since I was a baby that like love is conditional, even though like the religion kind of says the opposite. It's like it's unconditional. It really is conditional. Like you have to meet all these terms to get to heaven, kind of, or to fit the mold of the Mormon like culture, to fit in. Like if you really want to like be happy, you gotta like fit this mold.
Well, tell me where that mold is, because I saw Real Mormon Housewives, bro.
Yeah,
I'll be a Mormon. I'm just saying.
Well, I won't go down like that rabbit hole, but one of the things, again, I talked on just the last episode, right after Ubaru's, was just talking about how difficult it is for me to. This is just gonna sound like so first world problem, but like being a streamer, it's like my livelihood depends on like how my audience perceives me in a way, which can actually be very toxic if you think about it. Like, ultimately you just want to be your authentic self, and generally speaking, that can lead to, good stuff happening and growth and a platform or whatnot. But when I don't know, like it can just be so extremely stressful, and it can feel like you're constantly comparing yourself to other people and wanting to fit a certain, I don't know, type of creator or whatnot. And like, I mean, what's so sad is like, it's my happiness or my like financial success or my like status is all dependent on how others perceive me ultimately, because that is the life of a content creator. It's not like I'm just working in a factory and I'll just rise the ranks. It doesn't matter how people perceive me ultimately. It's like, no, this is all about like I don't know. It's bad. It's like a 1-to-1, like how good or how well are you perceived by your peers is going to be kind of like your status. And it's like, it's really hard to express. Like I'm struggling to like I think you guys get where I'm coming from, but like, it's weird. I'm like kind of dealing with that over
it's
time.
A numbers thing that no matter what you do, even if you try to ignore the numbers are there.
Yeah.
And you can see everyone else's numbers actively. So it's like when you wake up and you get ready and you go live, and you're live for 8 hours a day for, trying to, full-time job kind of hours thing, and someone who puts in less effort gets more than you, it's like, are you doing something wrong? And there's no answer, because you're not doing something wrong. Right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
There's a lot, especially I don't know.
Even if you are doing something wrong, how would you even find that out? Because it has to all be long run tests or experiments.
Yeah.
Like
And
if you
don't
change
have
something,
immediate feedback.
yeah, are you
know what
gonna
I mean?
immediately get more viewers if you just include one word into your vocabulary or not? Like it does. I don't even know.
Yeah.
How do you even test it?
Yeah, no, that's a great
Mhm.
question. I think one of the things that is the worst for me is because I've always like I just grew up this way of like people pleasing ultimately. That's kind of what it's just like how can I fit in with this church or how can I fit in with this crowd or how and now it's like how can I appear like I'm a good content creator and make more money because that is just like 1-to-1 like whatever and I'm like damn like sometimes at night I'll just be like in my head so hard and I'm like I just feel like I'm nonstop for years and years like my whole life basically has just been like how can I please people and I get my self-worth from that like subconsciously and it's very toxic and like it's really hard to navigate away from that without just completely backing away from the online space like and just throwing everything I've built just down the drain. Like sometimes I'll think that I'm like man, if I really want to get to a happier place where I'm more satisfied with who I am just in living an authentic life, I need to just like get offline. Like I just need to get out of here and stop streaming, stop making YouTube because even though I try not to let it affect me, I mean, comments affect me, negative criticism affects me, the way my stream's going affects me. I feel like I need to keep my audience around because I need to make money. So I have to like, hey, how are they going to feel if I say this? It's just like, it's a lot. And I feel like I've navigated it all right. And I feel like most people can kind of get a balance, but I feel like the balance over the years has slowly gotten worse and worse and worse and worse because like my mental health, even though maybe it appears like I'm doing just fine, I feel like it just gets worse and worse every year because I'm not seeing tons of growth or sometimes I'll see stagnation or even like declines over like some months and I'm like, fuck, like this is, it's just like you need that growth to feel like you're still in it, to feel like this is a successful pursuit.
Yeah. The plateaus in like streaming and just like content creation in general can definitely deter you. Because we were talking about this on your podcast before, where I was kind of in that same situation of like, you do so great for like your first year or whatever, and then like you hit a spike of just going down and you're like, maybe I shouldn't invest like everything into this because now it's like that's going to completely affect my mood. Maybe I should just try and like do other things like you're saying, like incorporate stuff from like in real life that could help me or just doing like other things in the background that do help. But it's definitely hard when it comes to balancing your mental when you are in like the creator space because a lot of it is like needing to be quote unquote on or like entertaining for a lot of people. And that's very difficult to balance when like you like yourself are going through turmoil and you're like, put on a happy face, guys. We're going to have a great day today. And, it's just like some days you just can't do that. But it's definitely relatable. And I definitely feel you on that. It's a difficult balance to deal with, but
I think it's a social media thing. Personally,
I've gotten off of
it
social
definitely
media.
is.
Wait, you have?
I don't have Twitter on my phone anymore. Either Twitter's the only thing I've actually kept. Like I've deleted my Facebook, deleted my Instagram, deleted. I still have a Snapchat, but I turned off notifications, and only a few people would send me anything there. But
I've enjoyed having you on Snapchat. By the way, it's been fun. So I don't even have a Snapchat.
Instagram was probably the worst though because I had
Really?
it as a kid, and everybody I follow is Mormon. So it's just like I'm scrolling through, and I'll see like
you're in the simulation.
I'll have a friend of mine that's like just got married in the Mormon temple, and he's got his 2 kids outside, and they're outside of a church building, like posing as like the perfect family or whatnot. And even though intellectually I know I'm fine and I'm on my own life journey, whatever, it's not that. Like deep down, the trauma from like not having lived up to what that is, because that was basically what I grew up like. That is success right there. Like having a family, staying active in the church, doing everything you're told, and just looking like you have a perfect happy life, and like you got to keep up that image. Even though I know intellectually they're having problems, there's probably something going on in their marriage that's not, it's not a perfect life. and I will still like emotionally perceive it as like they have a perfect life going for them and I'm the failure. So like scrolling through just friends of mine from the past that I haven't even been connected with for a decade and just seeing all of us, I'm like, this is taking a goddamn toll on me, like subconsciously, and I need to get off of here. And I kept Instagram for so long because I'd get like some memes from friends and I'd like be able to DM people if I wanted, but I was like, the pros are not outweighing the cons, and I had to like delete it.
I just didn't want to see my
it's
ex-girlfriend. So
Yeah, I mean, that was the same thing as well. Like I was following still some of my crushes from that are now married and whatnot, and it's just like those emotional attachments that are still kind of there. I'm like,
should be me.
it wasn't even that necessarily. It's just like I don't know. I just like I'm like a really attached person. Sorry for making this whole episode this trauma dump. This is what I did for Base After Dark
this
too.
is awesome.
I make it all about.
We're talking about real
therapy
shit, dude.
session. Therapy session. Yeah.
here, I'll get a palate cleanser. I need to check my mic real quick.
Actually, here, I'm
Okay,
gonna use the
great.
restroom real quick.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, what the fuck, guys? Get it together.
What a fucking asshole.
Dude, this guy sucks. No, I'm just kidding.
This
If you're
guy.
here during the restroom break, comment. Jangerberry
Okay,
seed.
I need to adjust my lighting.
Jangerberry seed.
Jangerberry seed.
That's what real.
You
I was
are
gonna
a
say,
fucking
comment,
nerd.
Saeder is a
RuneScape nerd.
fucking pee-pee boy.
Yeah. Say pee pee poo poo if you like me the most.
Okay. We've got optimal lighting again.
We're just gonna have a comment full of random fucking Saeder's a pee pee poo poo boy.
Yeah. Pee pee poo poo boy, Jangerberry seed, pee pee poo poo. Yeah, it's like pick your poison,
This
guys.
guy's just
or
changing his
say
fucking
beep.
setup in the middle of recording.
Yeah, this guy's really making life a living hell for Jeremy the editor.
Okay, my lighting got bad because the sun went down. Apparently that happens.
That's my fault. Just turn the
Mods,
light on, man. I don't know.
Mods,
I'll
find
do
this
that.
guy and jiggle his sack.
No, don't do that. I don't think you should
Dude,
do
why
that.
did that remind me? Why did that
You might like that.
a memory of from high school popped up in my head when you said that? Is that weird?
Yeah, man, your teachers were way older than you.
Google, show me
Yeah,
this
you
guy's
jiggled your
balls.
sack in high school, bro. Like what
Dude,
happened?
I was failing math. I needed it, bro.
And Saeder's back. Welcome back, buddy. How we doing?
Yo, welcome.
Have you seen
We're
that?
talking about jiggling balls.
He lives for 4 seconds, and all of a sudden we're talking about dicks and balls again.
Dude, I don't know why that reminded me of
you're
it.
muted,
He's
by the
muted.
way.
He's muted.
Yeah. Sorry.
We're waiting for him to unmute.
Saeder.
I can't
Oh
hear
shit!
you.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I said something really funny and nobody laughed, and I was like, "Damn, that fucking fell
Well,
flat."
say it again. We can
Yeah.
cut it
Dude,
out.
that's
Say it
right.
again,
No,
and
just-
we'll all
yeah.
react.
Yeah, no, I was just saying. It's not gonna work now. Like, damn it! No, I can't.
No,
You
it's
can-
lost.
You can leave, come back, and do it again if you want.
Well, you were just saying like, we're talking about balls, and I'm like, I told you I was throwing off the podcast vibe. Like, you guys just want to talk about balls, and I'm sitting here talking about my world and past.
Listen, we got into a little tiffy while you were gone.
Okay.
You know, we had to beef it up, and then
Yeah.
you came back, and everything's fine again. So we're all good.
Beandip decided to change his
My,
ambiance.
like I said,
Entire setup.
this-
He actually moved his computer from one room to an entirely new room.
yep.
Just to fucking accommodate for this sun.
Speaking
This guy
of
hates our
sun,
editor, by the way.
the word sun remind. Have you seen Dave Blunt's before, Saeder?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So let me explain to you who Dave Blunt's is, because recently, so Dave Blunt's is like a 450-pound rapper who may or may not have said very colorful things in his last rap. I won't repeat it, but it wasn't good. But he basically is in the hospital for his weight, and his management team sent him a cake. Sent him a cake.
Oh, I did see that.
And
It was
That's
really
sad.
sad to see.
yeah.
That was like,
Oh,
like
yeah,
you could,
that's
no,
awful.
like he's like, so he always raps about like drinking lean, which is codeine, which is cough syrup,
Yeah.
which is bad for you if you drink it in large quantities. And he's in the hospital because he's drinking too much, and he's also 450 pounds and unhealthy and can't breathe. And then they send him a cake. which is, it's like insult to injury. Like, we know he's overweight. You could give him like a cupcake. You don't have to give him.
But
like,
his own
a
team
whole,
gave
like,
him that.
Family. I guess so.
Jeez,
I'm gonna say something controversial.
Okay.
It's a little funny.
it is.
It's hilarious. What do you mean?
It's a little funny.
So I'm actually on a new diet. So I know for my first time actually sticking to a diet. Yes, I'm fat. Everyone, hello. I'm Noah. So
Sticking to a diet. It's been 48 hours.
so Saeder, I know you're a health guy.
Yeah.
I know. I
hadn't always been.
So I am only eating meat right now. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I feel like if your goal is just lose weight, you can just do whatever you want. You can eat fucking Twinkies. Just don't eat as many. Like, losing weight it's very simple. It's just eat less. I mean, my brother, I lived with my brother. He was 325 pounds. And like, he just slowly over the course of like 5 years just gained a bunch of weight. I mean, gained like 120 pounds or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And I was living with him, and he was like, had sleep apnea, and he had these problems. And then, I mean, he just straight up told me one day, he's like, it's getting hard for me to sit on the toilet. And that was like a real eye opener for him. He's like, this is not a sustainable thing. I can't continually gain weight. So eventually he started losing weight, finally made that commitment, because I was scared for him. But it's so hard when you're seeing somebody that's just kind of seemingly going off the rails without even recognizing it, because it just feels like you're going to offend them. And I wasn't in a healthy spot then either, but I wasn't getting huge. I was just kind of like chubby and just like not doing much. But but he started losing weight, and he was eating the same shit. He just ate like half the amount, and within like a year he lost 100 pounds. And all he would do is just walk. He started walking like 3 or 4 times a week for an hour. He'd listen to something, and he would just eat less. And he would still go to McDonald's sometimes, still go to fucking Burger King. But instead of getting 5 burgers or whatever, he would just get a burger. And like, and then he cut out like sugary sodas and stuff. Like, that was like the extent of it. And then once you get to like a leaner spot, you just start feeling a lot more confident. Like, okay, like I can actually do other things now. So let me start implementing like, some resistance training and whatnot. And then you can start focusing on protein. But when it's just weight loss, I mean, it really just comes down to eating less. And I mean, I haven't ever had to deal with that. So I feel like it's almost like, I don't know, like it sounds like I'm making it like overly simple, because I know people that struggle with weight. Like, there's a reason why they do. And it's not as easy as just like, stop eating. It's like a lot of it's emotionally tied and stuff. And it's just
because
like,
I would hide my eating. I would literally, like, even if I've had dinner, if I'm like coming home, I would stop at fast food places and like binge and stuff. Like, it was like I was a drug addict a little bit. But basically what kicked us off, because I've obviously been thinking about my nutrition for like 3 years, bro. Like, I would think about it all the time. Here's a new plan. Tomorrow, this is what's happening. And I would never execute.
Yep.
And somehow I went 4 or 5 days without eating sugar. Okay, this started. I went 4 or 5 days without eating sugar, and I'm like, I don't want sugar anymore. Like, I don't want sweet stuff anymore. And I was like, oh my gosh, I could finally start losing weight. But the main,
if I dangled a Twinkie in front of you in real life,
it would. I mean, I still.
And you could smell it. What would you think?
I crave it a little
Float
bit.
over to it like the cartoon, like Tom.
it's the 9 rain floating to a pie.
Yeah. This is the only semi-sweet thing that I have, and it doesn't make me fall off the wagon. I still shouldn't drink it, but on days that I'm, whatever.
No, I mean, that's like what, 10 calories?
Yeah, it's
That's
10
the white one,
calories.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know your shit, Save. That's
I
you're my
have
guy.
white monsters in the fridge. I mean, again, I'm not like a complete health nut. I still eat shit. I just make sure it's like only 20 to 25% of my diet. The rest of it, I try to eat pretty clean.
Dude,
and I just don't eat like a ton. I'll eat a normal amount.
See, that's the thing. Since I'm only eating meat because I'm intolerant to some foods and I don't know what they are, so I have to do an elimination diet. So, you eat meat, I feel 10 times more full than I've ever had. And every day I weigh myself, I'm losing weight. you know, obviously with some fluctuation. Like I'm down to 244, and at the beginning of this year I was 273. So, like
that's fucking huge, man.
dude,
Awesome.
I just didn't know if you had a diet or anything, but now I'm like,
No, I have no diet.
Why do I have the diet? What the fuck?
But I'll say one thing. Like in high school, I was kind of a health nut for 1 year, my senior year, and I took a nutrition class. And that nutrition class was like the most educational class I think I had ever taken in school up to that point. Even beyond. I mean, college, I learned fucking nothing. I just like my ADHD brain couldn't hold on to anything. But that nutrition class, I like obsessed over, and I was like, oh, this is like a gram, you know, like a gram of carbs is 4 calories, a gram of fat is 9 calories. And I started like, and then nutrition labels started making sense to me. And then I started like studying kind of like, okay, what's like a good diet? Like how much protein do I need? Like what's this? And you know, they had scrapped the food pyramid at that point. We were still just like, I don't know, 2 decades ago, still learning the fucking food, still learning the food pyramid. I'm like, this is fucking bullshit. But when it just comes to macros and just calories, that's like all it really is. And so senior year I got really obsessed, and I had MyFitnessPal back when it was completely free. It was just like a new app, and I calorie counted.
What happened with that? They infused it with ads, and now it's owned by
No, I mean,
I don't even know who
it's any business.
Now,
any business, they try to get as many people on board and make it really popular, and then they fucking sell out. It's the same thing with any company.
Now
but
there's subscription, now there's ads, now there's extra things you can buy to increase your whatever, like
healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
Whatever.
If you calorie count for like 1 season, you'll learn so much about just what you're eating intuitively. Like I did that for 3 months, and now whenever and I'm always looking at food labels all the time anyway, but without measuring anything, without really doing anything, I can just sense like, okay, this is this many calories roughly, this is this many calories roughly, and I'm generally by the end of the day, I can kind of just calculate like how much I ate, and if it was over, I'll just be like, okay, I'll just eat a little bit less tomorrow. And I also listen to my body a lot more. That mushrooms helped with that, believe it or not. Mushrooms fucking got me a lot more in tune with like my brain and body. I know that sounds really crazy, but it's the fucking truth.
I mean, it makes sense.
When I indulge one day, I'm going to have the most amazing trip ever, feeling every cell, every little wave pulsing. I'm excited. One day.
Beandip on mushrooms. Yeah, that sounds like a podcast episode to me.
I'll stream it. Yeah. We'll make it live.
We all take mushrooms on the podcast. While just
I've only ever had the opportunity to take mushrooms one time in my life, and I skipped out on it, and I ended up doing some other things, and I ended up talking about like like bottom surgery for trans people to someone, and like giving him a panic attack to where he'd like go to a back room and like decompress for like 15 minutes. I felt so awful in the moment.
Were they closeted?
So
I mean,
funny now.
Maybe you like.
Well, if you're like both tripping, I feel like any conversation that's not like, if it's not like in tune with where you're at in your head, it's just gonna be like, get the fuck away.
Absolutely.
Like,
yeah. I don't know. Those kind of drugs kind of scare me.
No,
like, anything that
you should be careful
really,
about.
Yeah,
psychedelics
absolutely.
and
I'm not
hallucinogens.
the type of person to like get like to like fiend over it even after, because like I think that night was unironically like the best, like, this is gonna sound so stupid, but like the best experience I've ever had being high on anything. But like even then, I'm not like fucking tweaking. Like I need to do that again. I need to do that again so bad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'd be down to try them.
I watched.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's all do shrooms.
We went to TwitchCon in 2022. I watched Alex. Basically, our friend came up to Alex and goes, 1 + 2 = 3. And Alex goes, okay. And then he says, that's how many of your gummies you're taking with me. And then we went to a bonfire. So Alex in the car, you know, he's just letting them marinate. And we get to the bonfire, and Alex is just sitting in the corner on like a little bench or something, looking at the sand, laughing at it. I go up to Alex, like, you okay, man? He's like, dude, I just thought of the funniest thing in the world. And what is it? He's like, dude, the sand told me. The sand is so funny. I was like, you okay, man?
That guy is not okay.
That guy was not
Dude, no, that shit was, I still remember this so vividly. I was laughing so hard after that that I physically couldn't talk. Like every time I would talk, I would interrupt myself with intense laughter.
Yep.
And I texted Mason and I just went, I could definitely no hand come right now.
Oh yes, the story.
And I was like, in between my laughs and my breaths, I was like, my penis is just so sensitive right now. it was the dumbest
And that was
shit ever.
that was in public at the bonfire
God.
with Matt.
Yeah. At like a public beach at night.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a
sounds
lot of people, you know, it was just like close friends, whatever, but it was still.
Okay. I thought he was like at a party, at a bonfire. I could definitely no hands come
Yeah.
right now.
It's like
whoa,
I've never been able
cocked.
to tell if like larger amount of drugs and me mesh well, because like I'm very happy and giggly,
Mhm.
but also like I kind of have like scary things where like it almost feels like I lose consciousness for a second, and like so like we're walking from the beach back to the cars or whatever, and I distinctly remember like gaps in my memory on the walk, and I like looked at one of our friends and I was like, I feel like every 30 seconds I'm teleporting to the next point that I remember because I don't remember walking for the last 30 seconds.
Yep.
And that is terrifying to me.
Mhm.
I think that happens when you get lightheaded, because that happened to me when I took way too many edibles and I did not feel great. And I somehow teleported into the bathroom face down on the cold tile floor after throwing up. And I didn't even remember.
Ah, the
throwing
old
up,
mix
so-
special.
That's
Yeah,
scary.
the
It's
last
not even
time-
remember.
but this time I didn't piss on my phone because I'm not Mick, and I didn't
Right.
need to go buy a new one
Okay,
in Tennessee.
Have you
I
guys?
love that for you.
Has anyone here ever met Matt K? Has anyone here ever met him?
No.
No.
I feel
They're
like
from England, man. How
I
talked
know.
to him on the cast, but yeah.
I know. I feel like he is one of the biggest RuneScape mysteries for me. By the way, sorry, I don't know how I got on this topic. Something we said reminded me of Matt K. But who has met him in person? Secondly, like I don't know. He's just so mysterious to me. What do you think?
Do you have a
Miss-
Matt K
what is-
conspiracy theory? He's not even real.
What is your reasoning for him not being
Psyop.
real?
Well, I'm not saying he's not real, but like some things don't fit in the picture, and I like Matt K. He's the
What does
goat.
that mean?
Speaking of
I
drugs,
think he's saying that
I
Matt
think-
K is an elusive character that you can't pinpoint, like what, like he's like truly.
What do you,
I don't know
like if that's actually him or if it's just a character?
if it's like a character. Yeah,
Well-
maybe. I think that's what Beandip's trying to say. Maybe.
And also, like he'll talk about jobs, but his jobs change frequently. So maybe he's an advisor and gets contracted.
He's a hitman.
And then he talks about having a wife, but I don't know
Yeah,
his life.
He has a wife.
Okay.
He's John
Yeah.
Wick.
You have to
He's John
remember,
Wick.
he worked on RuneScape for almost 20 years, and that was his
Yeah.
life, right?
Yeah.
Coming out of a job of RuneScape for something that you love and still love because he still plays the game, it's hard to just like
I feel like Matt K has just like perpetually been like 48 years old.
Yeah.
Yes,
for the
that
last
too.
30 years. Like, just
It's
like,
like the dad energy. You know.
I can't tell how old you are. Like you could, I think it's like I love Matt K to death, but it's like I don't know if it's just like his genetics that make him just look so much older. Like I don't. When I see him, I'm like the way you act makes you seem like you're in your mid 30s. But you,
Mhm.
yeah.
if you were to tell me you're 60, I could probably believe it.
Dude, he is very
Like, just
witty.
like-
He's also
It's
very
just-
witty. Like his Twitter replies, like masterclass sometimes. So funny.
he's
Yeah, it's that British charm.
Yeah. And then
I
the
think.
really strange thing is like he's got a wife, he has a son. I think I've seen his son in a few pictures, and he kind of seems like a little bit like, I don't know, kind of like emo or something, or not emo, but just kind of like more just
Shy.
shy. Yeah, I don't know.
Mhm.
And then what's really strange is Matt K will like talk like he like follows a lot of like girl streamers and like really wants to
Mhm.
like develop friendships with these girls.
Hey.
Like, aren't you married?
Hey,
Like,
you know what I'm
it's just
saying?
strange to me.
Ball's still in
It's his son on
play.
his account. It's his son on
You
his
know?
account.
Ball is still in play. That's all I'm
But-
gonna say.
But
Game's
yeah, I just
game.
see it as like, yeah, no,
Game's
I
game.
I don't know.
really,
I don't think. I think the thing is that like I don't know if he there's maybe been times that he'll say things that are maybe not like
appropriate.
appropriate, but
Out
I
of
don't think he's
pocket,
doing
yeah.
anything in ill.
No.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Right?
It almost like you give him the benefit of the doubt because
Yeah.
you're like, you're so chill. We know you're not malicious.
Yeah.
You're part of our community. You've been a part of so many memes and stuff. Nothing you've ever done has ever pointed to something like really inappropriate. It's just like
Mhm.
the way you act is just odd.
Mhm.
It's just very odd. And
I am malicious though. Unblock me on Twitter. Unmute me on Twitter. Scatese. Just kidding.
Dude.
Keep him blocked. Leave that guy blocked. Forget about
It's
him.
like-
He doesn't exist.
I don't
Put a
wanna
black
bring, like,
square
other-
over him on this whole podcast.
I don't want to bring
He's not
other
here.
people into it, but like,
Yeah.
it feels weird to talk about because like I don't know there are the old behemoth clips of like the way that he would comment on girl streamers like clips, and it's like he has a wife and he has kids, and I think he's just making a joke and trying to be like not
Risque.
yeah, not be
For
malicious with
views,
it.
probably.
But-
yeah.
The other, yeah.
You watch it and you hear it and you're like, okay.
Sometimes
That
I just,
feels weird to say.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just
Yeah.
wonder, like, is their relationship, is their marriage more open? And it's kind of like,
hmm
because like nowadays, like I guess that's a more common thing or something, or maybe I just never recognized it growing up that marriages can be very open and you're just like fucking
feel like-
flirting with other people
don't
and
know.
like that's just how they.
I don't know
It's
how many
strange.
people are actually. I mean, I obviously I don't know, but I don't think that like open marriages or like polyamorous relationships are like a super big thing.
hmm
But also like people, I think the people who are comfortable with it are very comfortable with it.
I think they've seemed more prominent because I've been on dating apps in
Yeah.
the past, and it's like that's
Looking for a unicorn.
like you'll see the most odd. I mean, I live in Eugene, Oregon, and it's like,
Mhm.
bruh, I'm finding people that genuinely look like they're coming out of some fantasy book. Like I would need to show you some. I've screenshotted some of these
Yeah.
pictures. I mean, there's people with like horns. I mean, they've like actually like had like horns implanted in their
yeah.
fucking heads, and they're like, we're looking for a group to fuck tonight.
Yeah.
Like you're seeing the
Yeah.
weirdest profiles, and you're like,
Yeah,
is this
send
more,
that to
like,
me.
normal now? Like this is very
I don't know
odd.
if
I mean,
I'm not gonna say it's normal. I've seen like stuff like that. Honestly, it feels like if you really were just a horny guy on an app and you saw that, are you really just gonna go trust it? Oh wow, there's
Yes.
just apparently a group of girls that are just looking to have sex.
Okay.
I'll
but
swipe
they're
right
not-
and see what happens.
You can't
Okay.
actually tell if they're girls or not. That's the
Oh,
problem.
wow.
as
Yeah,
well.
here's the
Oh.
thing. I had a very like tumultuous like Tinder experience like in my youth, like when I first started going to university, and
Mhm.
I'm like just trying to date. I'm like trying to like go like meet people, and you'll get like random DMs from girls you match with. They're like, "Yo, come over. It's 3 a.m." and you're like, I don't really want to do
I
that
got a class today.
because like
Like
First
you
of
would
all, I
want to
don't
do
know
it,
you.
but you're so scared. It's like you're gonna get
Well,
mugged. or something.
yes,
Yeah.
because that actually was the case. I was getting set up to be mugged by it because I looked at the location they sent me to. It was a cul-de-sac inside of like the bad part of the university apartments, and that's where everybody was getting mugged. So I knew it was a setup, and I was like, yeah, I don't really want to like hang out.
And was she
tonight.
like
Maybe,
out of your
tomorrow.
league too?
Yes, definitely like a couple points
Bro's
higher
getting
than my GPA,
catfished.
you know? So I was getting, not only was I getting catfish, but it was a
Dude.
needy, thirsty situation. And I'm like,
Yeah.
how about tomorrow? I'm a nice guy, let's go get coffee tomorrow.
Let's be
Instantly
when the sun
blocked,
is
like,
up at a coffee shop, not at 3 in the
like,
morning.
let me see your radiant skin with the sun shining on
Yeah.
you with a nice coffee.
Breaking
Is that
news:
fine?
Ubaru got lured in college.
Yeah, got PK'd.
I know this coffee shop
Literally,
right
like,
next to the police
it's
station.
bad.
It's great.
Yeah,
That
In the
is
parking
weird.
lot, when I'm selling you something on Craigslist, do not kill me, please.
I've
Yeah,
had a
It was
total of
definitely interesting.
I've had a total of 2 dates on dating apps in the past like few years. 2 total, and amount of matches I've had
Oh,
on dating apps. And again, like when I think of dating apps, it's like I get it for 3 weeks to a month and I delete it because I just get fucking depressed.
Mhm.
I'm just like, I'm
Yeah.
not getting anything. I feel worse about myself. I don't, it's just like, I hate this. Anyway, so, but like 2 dates were like, they were a great experience for me because I don't really get out much and date. But man, I mean, if I get a match, it's like,
You want to feel really good about yourself?
yes,
Make a
please.
Grindr profile.
Oh God.
I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
You don't have to act on anything. You don't have to do
will-
anything. Just make the
Yeah, you
will get
profile,
hit
make
on.
it, you know,
Yeah.
put your pictures.
Just take the compliments.
Yeah.
That you will get
Thanks.
complimented. It is
You are
Mason
so
does this. He
hot.
knows.
What'd you say, Mason? Download
does this?
what?
Grinder.
The thing is,
I'm serious. It is a real thing that they like.
Here's the thing. I actually do get compliments from people in my stream, and they're pretty sure some of them are gay and probably have the hots for me. But like, it's just I've never.
Okay.
It's really weird.
It's the only reason I
because
subscribe.
I'm so blinded by it. Like I've been blinded by it for years, and then my sister and brother-in-law started watching my stream, and they're like, What do you think about this guy and this guy and this guy who always come in and say, hey, you're looking really handsome today, or like, that's great. I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, dude, they want you. And I'm like, what? And then like I started like seeing like some of their messages, and I'm
So you
like,
start seeing the signs, yeah.
yeah. And I'm like completely oblivious, completely blind to it because I've just never, I don't know. It's just like,
I think
never,
the other
and
part
now
of
I
it-
start noticing it. And I'm like, oh, geez. Like
A lot of my
wanna...
friends, like my closer friends, will come in and say, "Good morning, handsome," and you know, they're just my friends who I've known for years, so I
Yeah.
don't think of anything of it. But
Yeah, that's how I've treated it. But I
Yeah.
never had any part of me that was thinking they would want to have
Yeah.
sex with me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just never saw it.
It's just not something that I'm
Rocks.
thinking. Even if a woman came in and said, "Good morning, handsome," I would also just think of it as like, "Oh, that's just
A
another
nice
person
friendship
being
thing.
nice."
That's how
You
I see
know?
it. And but the worst part is for me, because I've had just so little experience, is I genuinely cannot pick up any sign if a girl likes me or not. I can't.
It's 'cause
They
we're
could say
all
everything
autistic.
perfectly right, and I would just think like, you're a really nice person that just wants me to feel good. That
Okay,
Yeah.
you
this
don't
is
actually want me.
this is gonna sound like danger zone, but I just want to be clear that's not what it is. But I think the reason why I can't take signs is because I don't want to be creepy, because I feel like as a guy I've kind of been conditioned to not ever be overbearing, because I would say majority of the harms come from men. So like knowing that and being conscious of that, I tend to be way less confrontational. So when I have signs come towards me, I deflect them and be like, oh, that's not what it is, because I don't want to make someone uncomfortable. But I'm at that age where like my time is running out, man. Do you see this? Like I gotta step on the gas.
They have fantastic surgeons in Turkey. When we get sponsored on the podcast, we'll all go and get hair transplants.
Dude, didn't Odablock get his in Venezuela or something? Or did he go to
I'm pretty
Turkey?
Sure he might have gotten it local. He might have gotten it in the U.S., but I know
That shit
he
is
said
ass.
that
I'm so sorry, but like,
Well, he said that his surgeon fucked it up, and that his mom was trying to get him to sue the surgeon because they did such a bad job. And basically, how that hair transplant works. I've done a lot of research on this because I did this very early on when I started losing my hair. So they have different types of surgeries, and this is the newest one where they take grafts of hair, like they'll shave down the back of your head, and they'll take grafts from the actual back of your head, because before they had to cut out pieces, like strips of your hair, and they would sew, basically, not to be graphic, but they would sew your head back together, and you'd have a huge scar on the back of your head that looks like a bar. So now they just take grafts, and it's way more expensive. And I think he spent like 10 or 15 grand or something, like a crazy amount of money to do basically like the shape up and like the corners. So it's like really not that much, and like a little bit in here, and like you could still see it like receding, and you usually have to do it like 2 or 3 times for it to be like fully finished. Like sometimes it just doesn't take. Sometimes they do a bad job, they fuck up your lineup. Like there's so many like things that could go wrong. But people go to Turkey because it's cheaper, and usually they do a good job depending on the clinic you go to. But anyways, I think he got a botched job from my point of view. And then obviously like his mom's like, go sue him, he sucks. And then he's like, my hair is gone. He's freaking out. So
Walla!
Walla swallow my hair, just doing shit like
my
that.
Saeder.
I'm balding, but I'm pretty much like once I'm bald, I'll look identical.
Are you gonna
basically, which is actually-
rejoin? By the way, because like
I think
you did shave your head. I just want to know if you want to are you revoking your membership to Bald Nation right now? Or
join us. Join us.
Yeah. No, I mean, I will join you guys eventually. I'm still on that minoxidil grind. I tried out finasteride, and it makes me fucking depressed.
oh,
It does.
really?
And also,
But it takes
fucks up,
several
like,
months
so-
for it to like build up, and then I'm like, damn, I'm like more depressed than normal, and I can't ever tell. And then I've gotten off of it a couple times, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like immediately better.
Yeah, it works for like a minute amount of people, but it
Mm-hmm.
really does fuck up people's like hormones and like
Mhm.
it just like some people it makes their dick not work. So that's pretty much the end all.
Some-
be all of the
some
horrible
people-
side effect.
I need
Like
that.
my dick still worked, but I will say like I stopped getting morning wood. So
Yeah,
as
That's
soon
a
as I stopped
W.
sex
taking
drive
it,
probably goes way
That's
down.
like that's not a dub. I don't
That's
know.
a dub. I'm not trying to
I
wake
don't
up
think
and
so.
rub one out. I'm trying to wake up and hop on the game.
No,
You
but
don't-
it just
you
it
don't
makes you
have
feel
to rub
it
one
makes
out.
you
Whoa,
it's
whoa,
your
whoa, whoa.
choice.
There's no morning schedule for you guys, right? Like you don't do that in the morning.
No.
What do you mean?
I mean, sometimes.
I mean, if I'm
Whatever I
if
want.
I'm gonna
I'm a
like
man.
sleep in, like
If I'm being
fuck it,
honest.
you know?
Dude,
But no, I'm not doing like that's a nightly thing, you know.
nightly. Oh my god, I'm
It's
such
like-
an
wait,
old
wait, wait,
man.
That's a
on,
a
okay.
nighttime, light a candle. I'm feeling good.
I thought it was an hourly
You don't,
thing.
you
What
don't
the
have to
hell?
answer this if you're not comfortable. Anyone?
Yeah.
Can you stand up and do it in the shower?
No.
Me personally,
Yeah,
it's
I
hard.
cannot. I
It's hard.
cannot. I cannot.
Absolutely.
I'm not a stand up.
I don't even try to do it anymore because it's just not worth it. It takes way too long. It's just like
It's so
I
much
cannot do it in
easier
the
to be
shower. I
sitting,
cannot stand up.
laying
and do it.
down. Laying down is bis. Laying down,
Oh yeah,
top,
pisser.
top position of
I'm
all
with you.
time. Sitting,
I'm with
a
you.
little bit better. Standing up, I would prefer not to. It's just not enjoyable.
standing up.
Not enjoyable.
That was like a kid thing where it's like I have to be in a bathroom. Like I got to be fucking
Yeah.
private about everything. And then eventually you're like, I hate standing. This is awful.
Yeah.
What do you think,
Yep.
Saphira? Oh wait, wrong podcast.
Dude, we should get him on sometime. That would be interesting.
Just him and I
Yeah,
though.
what do you think
Oh,
about
no.
people that like move on from streaming into grifting, like just immediately, just like boom, boom. I've seen it.
I think
Saphira's the
it has
biggest
to be
example.
more money. It has to be more money, which is insane to me.
It is, of course, it is.
There has to be a reason for sure. I'm trying to think of people who are like who've stopped streaming, like who used to stream a lot, and are still active in the community. Because I can't think of anyone who like
Not too many people.
right.
Not too many people.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say someone, but I don't know if we bring him up.
I mean, I could just mute it. I am
Oh.
the. I
I
mean,
don't know.
Jeremy is the editor.
What do you guys think about Nine Rain?
he
I
still
mean,
makes.
Doesn't he make
content.
YouTube videos?
Yeah, but he doesn't
Yeah.
stream. I don't watch him.
I
No
don't think
offense.
I don't think
no
Nine-
offense, Nine
Nine
Rain.
ever a streamer. I don't think he was ever a streamer. I think
Oh
he
really?
came from YouTube.
He did it like
Oh.
yeah, he did
Yeah.
it like on the side for fun, and he's like one of those people in the camp where like when people I don't know if I think he got signed to Kick, but I think he had like one stream on Kick for like 6 hours or something like that. He's like one of those like content creators who are like the YouTubers who got the Kick deal and then
Yeah.
just like only streamed for a little bit. So he's definitely falls into like the Guns Chili, him, and I think somebody else only did it for maybe like Reese or like whoever does YouTube that's
The
bigger.
only
Yeah.
person that I can think of who used to stream a lot is Ignoble, but his situation's different because he's a fucking doctor.
Yeah.
Who has a doctor
But
job?
he's a
which
he's a
probably-
grifter in his own way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now he's charging you like $80 for pain pills. I
I
hate
just
that
wonder,
guy.
like, do you have to like just be a narcissist in order to like just do that and feel good about it or
Yeah.
feel fine that you're doing that?
To go
I
from
don't know.
fucking the RuneScape community to shilling your politics, it's.
But it's not even like your politics. It's just like just anti-science. It's just like
Yeah.
and again, I mean, you see so much grifting now on like YouTube to like right-wing audiences and stuff, and it's like, is it just like there's such a fucking huge audience, like a huge population of just people that will suck up anything that kind of like just
How do you make money off of it though? Like, what are you selling?
you sell anything. I mean,
You
it's the
sell-
same thing with
yeah.
any sort of like mystic thing, like anybody that's talking about some like quantum stuff that's completely anti-scientific, and you know they'll gather up an audience talking about stuff, and the only reason I really know this is because I follow Professor Dave Explains, and like he will just like debunk just a bunch of fucking grifting people, and whenever you actually start seeing how they're making any money from it. They have like this shop where it's like, buy this magical oil for $160, and like people fucking buy that shit. It's just like a bunch of random garbage, or like a book.
An easy one is a paywall. Any kind of paywall to hear more, right?
Buy my class for $60.
Yeah.
Become a savant at whatever you're trying to do. Making money, fucking starting a business, like literally.
The worst was people doing drop shipping. When people doing the drop shipping scam where they just go rent out a B&B for a week and then they go record renting Ferraris and Lamborghinis and a helicopter. Like, yeah, you'll be as rich and successful as me. And they don't show any like proof. It's like all photoshopped, like fake graphs that aren't real or updating. Like, it's crazy. And then it goes down to like the minutia of people in RuneScape where it's like Saphiro who, you know, is peddling the like, guys, like, this is how fucked up my skin is because I've been masturbating my whole life and I had sex addiction and also, you know what's funny?
Video game addiction.
Yeah, and video games. Do you remember Russo, Saeder? Do you remember Russo, the level 3 skiller guy?
Yeah.
He also joined the same type of like multi-level marketing, like
I could see
selling Hope Core stuff. Yeah, both of them together were doing it at the same time because I remember he stopped streaming, and he also on a lesser scale was doing the same thing because they both followed each other's like motivational speaker Twitters, which was very strange, and it makes you wonder like how many people do try to do like salacious things in this community.
One pastor following another on Twitter. Sorry.
No, that's exactly what I mean. You could, because like right now, I mean, you could just become a pastor. I mean,
that's insane to me.
If you're charismatic enough, you could just say, I'm going to start my own like Christian church and become a pastor. And
I know
you'll get filthy rich from the donations and everything.
Well, I think the thing, you only need like a small amount of people to be like, to start a church, even though, you know, church to me is this big thing.
Probably like 5 people.
But like to start a religion and to start a church and to start preaching something, I don't think you need a lot of people to be like official in the eyes of like.
Yeah, probably not.
The problem is especially in Christianity, there's a battle between the ivory tower and individualism, because in the theology itself, you should be able to just be with people and learn about it. But in reality, like having accreditation is very useful. So it's this constant struggle. And like you'll go through a town and there'll just be like what looks like a very new building. It looks like a hospital or something. And it'll be like, you know, Water of Life Journey. And it's like, of course, anybody can do what they want, but it just leaves kind of a bad taste in my mouth because their funding is, this is interesting. All the non-denominational churches you see, their immediate funding, usually 90% of the time, is from an accredited church. And so they'll say they're non-denominational, but their funding is from this Baptist convention. So are they really non-denominational? I think it's a marketing strategy and it's really scummy.
Also, tax exemption. They don't pay taxes.
Yeah.
True. Neither
So
do I.
free money.
You guys know Joel Osteen?
You don't have to pay taxes.
Do you guys?
No, I actually biked by his house. That's actually where I served my mission.
Oh, really? That's interesting. Yeah, it's
one of his houses.
Oh, he has more than one? Awesome. It's just funny how he like hides money in his wall and claims it as a loss. That shit was insane when that story came out.
Did you see that YouTube video of a guy that like can impersonate Joel Osteen? Like he kind of looks similar.
No.
So he went to a Joel Osteen event and he was like looked like Joel Osteen. So he's like signing autographs and shit. And he like went up and he eventually got kicked out but like security was like seeing him as like, oh, it's Joel Osteen.
Oh
okay,
my
here,
God, that's funny.
And then finally somebody
insane.
recognized like, dude, this guy's an imposter. Fucking great. It was amazing.
SMH. People
Stuff like
steal
that is so
names.
funny. Because it just shows how many people don't care. That, you know, people are going up to him being like, oh, sign this. And, you know, sometimes I've heard that, like, at events that are, like, things like that, people just see a crowd and they go be a part of the crowd.
Yeah.
And they don't care who it is. They're just getting a piece of paper signed.
It's true.
Because they either want to sell it or two, just be a part of the crowd. Like, I don't know. It's such a crazy, like, I don't know.
It's weird. It's weird when, you know, you have, like, figures like that. To just get like super famous. I mean, Joel Osteen is just one of the, I mean, he's not even super famous, but compared to like, you know,
the Hawk Tuo girl.
Like, yeah, exactly. But no, it's funny because it's funny because like in Mormonism at least, like you have like when you are like grow up in it, there's always like rumors. Like nobody ever like talks about it that much, but they're like, yeah, like the leaders of the Mormons like have seen Jesus. Like they talk to Jesus, you know, and they get messages from him and stuff. And it's like, you know, I used to believe that. Like I used to like fucking believe that like these fucking primates are talking to Jesus, you know, just like every day, like getting some more stuff. And it's very bizarre because like when you start believing like that kind of stuff, I don't know, it can completely distort your reality. And it's like, it's probably so intoxicating for the people that are grifting that hard, because what is more powerful than being like, you know, the president of the United States or being the king of the fucking world or whatnot? It's like being perceived as God, or being perceived on like the level of God. So it's really interesting to me because when I was like initially leaving, I was like, oh man, like if Mormonism isn't true, then what the fuck are these people do? Like, do the leaders think they're actually talking to Jesus, or do you just rise up the ranks and then recognize this whole thing's a fucking scam
and then
just pretend?
Yeah.
Because at that point, like everything's paid for, your life is set, you do it for the rest of your life, and it's either you just continue to kind of fake believe it, or just it's not real, but you want the prestige of like being perceived by everybody else as like a god. I mean, it's the same thing with like Scientology. Like you rise the ranks, and then like you see the people that are higher up, and you're like, oh man, like you've received like the actual like pure wisdom of whatever,
the problem is like
or whatever. I don't know.
Organizations like the LDS or like Scientology or even like Jehovah's Witnesses, like the people that they grab are very impressionable, but some of them are so intelligent and charismatic that like those are the people that are making waves. It's not like, you know, the family over here that was born into a Mormon family. It's the people that are converts, I feel like, always drive to convert more people, and like they always go for the industrious people. I mean, pyramid scheme, like it's effective. So, and have you heard of Saeder at Twitch? I mean, just masterclass, really.
Yeah, he's converting everybody to be skillers, guys. He wants to brainwash you.
Well, I've seen this guy kill 1,000+ Duke. You know, this guy. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up.
That's just a part of the scheme. It's a part of it, okay? It's a part of it.
Did you get the drop, by the way? I totally forgot.
No. I'm like 7,900. I'm like almost 8,000 kills. I mean, I don't play the account right now.
I know.
Over 3x
what are you working on right now?
Right now, I'm at Motherlode mining
Okay.
pay dirt on Squat Cam. He's my new iron.
Is it just a regular for fun new iron to like?
Yeah, regular iron. I'm starting to like. I'm just like building up a foundation. I do
Okay.
want to do some like early, like low level PVM, like early Infernal Cape, early Bandos, early Sarah stuff. But it's coming.
You should just like go to Varlamore and just do whatever. That's what I think. Like go do that.
Varlamore only iron.
Well,
Have you,
that might be tough.
noticed
Hunter
a
Guild
difference
only.
playing the game like on this account now than you did however many years ago you started your other account? Are you enjoying
No, I
it?
mean, because like Sebe was maxed. I mean, he basically has been end game for 5 years.
Yeah.
And that's all I was playing, in end game Ironman for 5 years. And it's like, you kind of just get, I mean, not only is it like audience capture of like kind of playing the game the way you think your audience wants you to play. So it's like, you know, if I were to be skilling in any form, it's like, dude, you're maxed. What are you doing? Like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, I can't really just skill on stream. That is like completely off limits. So now I'm forced to like basically PVM. And then if I've already completed a boss that I enjoyed, if I go back, it's like, what are you doing? You already completed it. Like, why aren't you clogging? Why aren't you working on your Zuck helm that you lost? Like, why aren't you doing this? And
Do it for me. I need
like,
it.
People see an endgame Ironman and they like see the roadmap ahead of you. It's like, it's already like a beaten path. Like, follow it. Like, what do you do if you're not following that?
If you're not
You're just
progressing,
questioning.
you're failing in some way.
You're just being
It's like,
questioned.
Yeah, it's like I hate that mentality so much because it's like, because I mean, I would do that. I wouldn't do any skilling or anything on stream because I felt bad because it's just not entertaining.
Mhm.
Traditionally, especially with old school to like watch. But like, I don't know, man. I hate the idea of like not being able to just play a game how you want to play it, and like you have to always be progressing. You can't just like explore or
Yeah.
like do what you want to do and have fun.
Yeah.
Find your own enjoyment.
I mean, our community is like very autistic, so I mean, including myself.
Yeah.
So it's like you just.
Yeah.
All of
But
us are.
This
Let's be
account
honest.
was like really straying away from that. I'm like, I don't like hardcore. I don't like playing with an escape crystal 24/7. I don't like the
Hardcore is-
pressure.
Hardcore is the worst game mode.
It's
in
so
old
it's
school.
so bad.
It is.
And on top of it, like people like there's fun to it, but when you're a streamer streaming it, it's either you're perceived as a safe pussy hardcore Iron Man. It's like, oh, you're skilling. Like, what are you doing? Or like, why are you not doing this hard content? But then as soon as you start doing something reckless, you're like, dude, why are you being so fucking reckless? Like, where's your escape crystal? What, like, why aren't you angling up to 120? Like, so it's just like there's no perfect middle ground. And I'm like, I'm not playing that way. So I just made a new iron. And I still get questioned, like, why'd you make a new iron? But I'm like, dude, I just want a fresh
fun.
experience where I decide the route I go. I don't follow any efficient guide, and I just fuck around. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
Talk
playing
about it all the
RuneScape the
time.
way most people play it. Like, you're
I
doing
know.
what people
having
like.
fun.
Oh
Yeah.
my
What?
god.
No way! You need to follow the Osiris guide.
know.
What are you doing?
You're not 99 fishing,
It's
99
like,
fire making,
no, you
99 thieving in
don't.
the first 10 minutes of your account? What are you doing?
You
I-
didn't get 99 fire making at Wintertodd? Account ruined. Like, you know, it's just like people are crazy. It's just like,
But
you
I
need to
also
play the
kind of
game
like-
how you want.
I kind of catered my audience to that too, like, because I was all about like for years just sticking to the mold. Like, okay, I'm an endgame iron. Let's see how far I can pimp out my account, which I did have fun with. Eventually, I wasn't, but I didn't know how to like get away from that naturally
Yeah.
without looking like I just completely like went off the rails. I don't know.
Well, it's like Puggin has had an endgame iron since
Yeah, for like
forever.
Yeah.
I know he struggles to like find something to do because what do you do when you have everything on an iron?
Make a new iron.
clog. It's just it, and
Obviously.
it's boring. Like
Yeah.
clogging is exhausting.
He's not a type of guy to clog. I know he's been making some new accounts and they're cool to watch. Shout out Puggin.
Mhm.
But
The boy.
one of the things of RuneScape is that like it's so open to making your own goals, and if you don't have a goal to make, then what?
Why are you playing?
I kind of feel that. I don't know if I'm gonna log back into the main game for a bit after leagues, because it's really like the only game I play. So like having PoE 2 come out was very refreshing. I think there's a cap on RuneScape for me, unfortunately, and I'm sorry guys. One day I'm never gonna log back in.
You
No,
will.
you will.
Oh no.
You know how
Nobody
many people
truly
said
quits
they don't log in
RuneScape.
anymore? None of
Yeah,
them.
everybody.
Can you
I know
imagine?
I know some people who say they've completely quit RuneScape. Guess what Twitch streams they're watching? Guess what YouTube content they're watching?
RuneScape.
So you don't think? So you think like watching RuneScape is still like kind of like playing it, or like in the same vein?
You're still. It's like, why do you need to? You've completely quit the game, but you're still
There's-
trying to.
See, I don't even watch League anymore. Like I swear, I'm out the door with League soon. I'm out.
Well, there's like a level of enjoyment. I think a lot of people can relate to this with like leagues. Like, let's say like Alex, for example, like he didn't want to play leagues. He's like, I'm over that. But can he pull up mine or anybody else's stream who's playing leagues and hang out and be like, this is entertaining to watch because I like the streamer and they're playing this?
I did
Sure.
do that.
Yeah, he was there. I was there. I noticed it. So it's like the fact that you can do that doesn't mean that you're truly leaving the community. Now you say you don't watch league streams, but I'm sure in the future there's like, let's say, I don't know, a league super tournament with 300K viewers, and you're like, I haven't watched this in 3 years. Maybe I'll watch it now. Like there'll always be opportunities that present themselves for you to come back, whether it's to be a viewer, to be a gamer, to play. You're involved in the community, whether you like it or not, but you know, it's hard to say that you will truly leave like something like that, unless you're like a streamer and you're like, guys, I'm done streaming. It was fun. I love you all, but I'm like retiring or whatever. Because then when people do that, then they actually are leaving. So it's like once you make an announcement, then I would like believe it. But
What do you guys
Yeah.
think about a brand new permanent game mode? Something coming out, some sort of like snowflake, like an official game mode that comes out similar to Iron Man or Ultimate Iron Man or Group Iron Man. Like I really want something like that. I'm worried because Project Xanaris might take over that, but
Like what kind?
Yeah.
Do you have an idea in mind? For
Yeah,
a
there's
game mode.
there's a few ideas. Like one that I'm most obsessed with is the hardcore main man mode, which is like on a separate servers entirely. So it'd be brand new worlds opened up, permanent. Everybody on there is a hardcore main account. Grand Exchange is open, fresh economy, everyone's level 1, and everyone has one life with the group hardcore restrictions, which means like you can't die at Cox, you can't die in the Inferno, can't die in these places. And so I just feel like, without going super in depth with it, there's so much that would offer.
From hearing your idea on it, on other content, that I think has to be a game mode. I think people would love it. Would be like Deadman mode all the time, except they could buff XP rates too and do it.
No, I wouldn't even want them to do any of the buff stuff. Keep it all the same, because then I think one of the benefits of that is everything's familiar, and on top of that, one of the most exciting things I think I brought up with Ubaru as well as UIM Loki just lately is the idea of like reliving that old school multi-PKing aspect, but with even higher risks. Because like, did you guys play as kids where you go walk up Varrock Church path all the way to the multi area and just fire strike people and do that kind of fucking bullshit with new accounts?
Dude, and Bounty Hunter was good.
But imagine the stakes were super high, but it doesn't take that long to get to that point again. And one of the beautiful things about a mode like this would be, there's so much risk, so you get the shakes back where you're about to fucking die because you don't want to lose the account, but ultimately you can just rebuild it. Whereas a permanent mode where you don't lose the account, like you eventually just level up out of that tier and you just can't mess around with it again. It's like, there's that, and then there's just wilderness in general, which is super strategic. So like I could just imagine some PvP clan holding down the wilderness somewhere, but everyone just has one life, so it's fucking risky. If you want to take them over, it's going to be a battle to the death. And then you got like chambers, so like T-bow. The swap rate of a T-bow is going to be like 15 fucking bill. It's just going to be crazy.
So kind of like a hardcore WoW type of vibe, but it's not.
Yes,
but not Deadman mode.
Not Deadman.
Okay.
Yes. So you could still skill on it.
Yeah, the normal game, but like the consequences are like hardcore World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
That could be
account wiped. Account totally wiped. You can, like, when you die, your bank is cleared, your inventory is cleared, your levels are cleared, and you can restart.
You start level 3 again.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think
I've always loved that concept, just in general, of having a server where if you do die, like everything is wiped, including your bank value, because Ironman, when you die in a hardcore, you still have it. Like you still have the gray helm, you have access to your account. Like the economy is effectively impacted through that account, whether you drop items or de-iron it or whatever. So having a I just love fresh economy game modes, but I do think if it's like hardcore main man mode, it would need like a specific like distinct name for like marketing purposes. I don't know what it would be, but I don't know. Like
the only problem with that is just like the same way that Deadman is in the permanent game. There's only gonna be a cap of so many people who are gonna want to play that game, and it's usually
show interest in it,
right?
Yeah.
Like,
I think the interest will be way higher than Deadman because it's just the main game.
It'll be easier for people. It'll be easier for a casual person to go log in and do it because they're not gonna have the risk of running around the west of the GE and getting fire blasted or randomly brought, right? But the exponential drop off of it is gonna be so high just because people are gonna
people are gonna rag.
I don't know. It's just so easy to just like.
How would they rag? What do you mean?
I think they're gonna have scripts. I mean, I know you run into this in the wilderness now, but like that's the problem with PvP and RuneScape is like I think there's too many cheaters still.
It's not even the PvP aspect. I'm just saying in the general sense of things. A lot of the players who play RuneScape are definitely a more casual sense, and they die to fire giants, and they die to blood velds, right?
Actually, what I find the most enjoyable about this is that so much of the player base on these worlds will be low level because people will continuously die. The Giga Chads that somehow pull the first scythe or the first few scythes and they're running Tobs, one of them's going to die. The account is fucking clear. Like if he wants to continue and he's loving that game mode, he has to restart a brand new account. There's going to be constantly this influx of new players and it always feels fresh to start up again. And the economy is just going to be wild. I mean, it's just going to... And oh, this was something I brought up with you, I Am Loki. On these worlds in particular, I honestly feel like they should bring back dangerous random events so that AFKing is truly off limits.
It would be cool to have a dangerous game like that, and I can completely agree.
Like they don't need to be like super scary random events, just something where like if you're not paying attention for 2 minutes, you're dead.
If you're cutting a tree for AFK and the fucking little tree ant spawns and it starts hitting you, like you better have.
It's just it's a mode where like botting is not going to be as and actually better yet, they should make it so the aggressive like randoms can be like lured onto other people. So you could actually lure one onto a bot if you see a bot. Because everyone should be paying attention. Everyone should be paying attention. Everyone should be non-AFKing. Oh my god, I would be fucking obsessed with this, dude.
My idea for a game mode would be a rotating speedrun world. I think they messed up with the speedrun worlds by just making it quests, but they should have a community compiled list of speedruns and then have a world set up for it and you fresh start every time, like 100 KC for fire. Well, maybe that's too much. Like 25 fire capes or first one to 20 mil XP in this, and like that's how they should have done speedrun worlds. And then, somebody gets a little prize, maybe some bonds or something. I think that'd be really cool.
They've had some stuff
instead
in the
of
past,
just quests,
like King of the Skill.
They did that.
It would be like King of the Skill, but PVM stuff too, or maybe 100 executes in the wilderness or something. I know that it could be farmed for wilderness, but
the thing is also you have to remember with game development is if you make a server for something, you always have to put resources into that server.
Yeah.
And if it's not paying out, like, what the fuck is the point? I saw Riot August talking about it because people were complaining about their last thing, which was like a Vampire Survivor type game mode that a bunch of people were like, I love that game. Why'd you get rid of it? It's like, we can't constantly have a team working on that game because everyone's dedicated to League of Legends.
Because Xi Jinping will murder us.
Because it's like it is such a I don't know, he put it in way better words than I will because I don't even remember exactly what he said, but it's like that always has to get updated, that always needs a server to be allocated for people to play it, that always it's gonna have new bugs.
It's gonna
and what happens if there's no updates to it? People are gonna stop playing it and they're just gonna keep resources into it? No, that's why they always like have their rotating stuff and their rotating game modes, and they're like
that's why I feel like this game mode actually does work out very well because there's nothing different about it. It's the exact same main game with random events potentially that are dangerous, which is a very easy thing to code, and then just any new update that comes out is in this game as well. It's the same thing. The grand exchanges, it's just everything's. I feel like it's so easy. And
I think it'd be cool to not have a grand exchange for that game mode, but also it'd be not very casual friendly.
I feel like I'm kind of with you in some regard, but that's because I'm a fucking nerd and I just have unlimited time to play. But ultimately, if they didn't have the grand exchange, RuneLite would come out with some sort of trading post system where it's just like you're not even it's just
going
like,
back on Zyvez to buy stuff.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
I do miss. I don't know. I enjoyed that stuff. Of,
I do too, man.
The old trading posts where you'd have to okay, sapphire rings. Who's selling them? Okay, this guy on this world. And you go trade them, and you're sitting there like, great, can this guy fucking come back and trade me so I can buy some sapphire rings?
I feel like that's actually still an open conversation. Like, I would be okay without a grand exchange, but
I don't know.
Feel like vast amount of people would just want it to be the main game.
Mm-hmm.
We need a new game mode.
No grand exchange will eliminate the casual players, but
people don't.
If this is like a nostalgia factor and you were like eliminating all of those, then I could see the appeal. But then having a nostalgia factor of like, let's say like, random events being able to damage you and like all the things that we knew as like a kid that like are like scary, and it's like reimagining the game how we imagined it as a kid, it would still have everything we know today. And I think if you start eliminating things out of that, then it would kind of like alienate people.
Mm-hmm.
And like speaking on what you guys were saying about like trying to gain favor for it, I think you want to make it the most accessible possible. And of course, like, there's the casual community that makes up the majority of the game that will be probably disenfranchised by it because like they're like, oh, I've been working on my account for 10 years and I only play like 3 hours a week or whatever, and it definitely will have like the mainstream appeal of like streamers playing it, so it'll incentivize other people to play it. But I think it's a hard sell, but I would love to play it as a content creator. Like I think that would be super fun.
Well, if they
the
can push
content-
through sailing, bro, like yeah, they can push through this game mode.
That's also like another thing that they're dealing with. So
there's like two thoughts. Like one of them is the content scene is going to be insane, especially the PKing scene. I mean, just if you're out there and you're PKing with max gear and you have one life and that's your one life, like it's going to be out of control. That is going to be exciting. And then the other thought was I had Mod Ash on the cast and I mentioned it to him and he was like, this is a good idea. Like he actually was like, he wasn't just like, okay.
That's
No,
fucked up. Because when I present my idea to Mod Ash, he gets all mad at me.
Yeah.
Because you're tagging him on Twitter, that's why.
He was excited about it, and he had kind of mentioned, like, what if it was a temporary thing to start off, just so we're not, over... Because I feel like they're worried. Yeah, they're worried of having a permanent dead man mode kind of thing situation. So I'd be down with that, too. Like, have a 6-month rollout of exactly this.
The thing is,
it's like Fresh Start Worlds, but it's good.
If it's temporary, they can always just make it go to permanent, right? Like,
it's true.
Yeah.
But
I'd be so down for that. I'd also be down for Mithril Man mode. Mithril Man mode is just the like giant group. It would be in the main game. There's not a bunch. So it's basically Mithril Man mode where you can only trade other Mithril Men. There's no grand exchange, but you can freely trade. So it's like a fresh economy.
okay.
You can boss with other Mithril Men, but it's like a different race of people that are just like entering the game that only associate with each other. And
okay, so see, that's what Group Ironman.
Dude, we're creating segregation in RuneScape.
They added segregation.
It's just
No, that's on RS3.
Yeah.
You're in the same world as everyone, but you can't do any content with anyone. You can't, like, if someone hits the monster that you're hitting, like just like on regular Iron, like you don't get the drops.
Yeah.
On RS3, Ironman can boss with anyone. Group Ironman can only boss with other Group Ironmen. Like,
even outside of your group, or
only your group. Like if you're,
okay.
I think competitive Group Ironman, which is what me and Alex play. Basically, we're the only 5 people who can do anything together.
Okay.
And those 5 men enjoy gay men. Just saying.
Yeah, our group
they
is
love the
called
gaming.
the Gay Men Enjoyers.
Just 5 guys.
Sorry, the Gay Man Enjoyers.
Yeah, we have a world's first on RuneScape 3.
Yeah.
But
it's I enjoy fresh. See, one of the things that I enjoy about leagues is I love a fresh start.
Yes.
And I love planning a little route to just like be the guy who everyone looks at, and then doing something with that. So I don't know. There's something about a fresh start that's just so fun to me, and having a fresh economy is fun.
Yeah.
I just hate the exploitation of like some people who do stuff, and like I don't know, because Deadman mode fresh start economy is fun. It's super fun. But then everyone goes and gets their 10K, swaps it over.
Yeah.
And then you're trading fucking prayer pots for 15K on day 1 because you need a prayer pot to do something, or like which is fun, but it's
the hardcore main man mode differs from dead man mode in a lot of positive ways, I think. But it still has that similar vibe of like, this is very risky, but it's not overly punishing where it's just like you're just doing your thing in the world and just die to some player.
There's no like victory in like that game mode, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah.
No one's competing for a prize. I mean, I'm sure, depending, first to do whatever is one thing, but like there's no competing at the end of the day for like in a battle royale, roulette, whoever, right? So
yeah, so there's not these weird incentives to like set up a bot farm or cheat
or swap,
really,
unless you really need to swap because you've died and you need to you're trying to streamline your start again, right? Like,
exactly. Dude, I'd be all about that. I just find it the whole knowing that every single player you see is in the same boat as you. Yeah. Everyone has one life. That's exciting. Everyone can trade. Everyone can just interact with each other. It's just like, well,
man. That's like the thing with hardcore WoW is that like everyone, okay, we're all gonna go do Cox together. We're all gonna go do this raid. someone does one wrong thing, the ohm head turns to the middle, someone gets to the 39 because they didn't eat and they're dead. And then everyone's like,
Yeah. They're out.
Dude, you killed
Games.
Tom.
dude, no, I didn't. It's not my fault he didn't eat up past 39. He should have known better.
I'm with
you
Mason,
know?
bro. If you're playing a hardcore and you're sitting on 39 HP in head phase, you deserve to die.
Yeah, it's
Can you
Yeah.
imagine
Endgame,
hard mode
endgame.
Zarpus, where like somebody fucking trolls for fun, just
Dude,
kills like
here's
three
the
of their
thing.
teammates?
There are people who play hardcore WoW.
Mhm.
That is their goal. To get into those endgame raids and do that.
Yeah.
And there will
They'll,
be
like,
people.
follow-
Yep. You gotta you gotta have a trusting team.
And I'm
Yeah.
not saying they'd be from Oda's community.
Of course not.
Where would they be from then?
My
Foes
community.
Doll blushes.
Okay, understandable.
I think it'd be a lot of fun. I think it'd be a cool thing.
Are you
I
guys
just-
embarrassed by me?
Yeah.
Are you guys? Just be honest.
Yes. Yeah.
Do I
Frank,
embarrass you?
I'm just kind of like numb to it now. I've only been on one episode. And I'm already numb.
It's because you've
Yeah.
listened to him.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
Yeah, you
I
hear
had
this guy
Beandip
yap,
on. I had
perma.
Beandip on the Saeder cast too. It was a Patreon exclusive. So
Where Secon
very
enhanced
few ears,
that
very
cast.
few ears here heard it.
Enhanced.
Enhanced.
Great.
Yeah.
Dude, I message Secon. I say, on podcast with Saeder, do I go live? And he says, you should probably ask him. Like, go fuck yourself, buddy.
Wait, didn't he say you should probably ask him, and then he went live anyways? Didn't he actually just go live while
There's
we were
no
talking?
way you went live.
No, he didn't.
I'm almost 100% sure he did.
Nah, he
I'm
didn't.
almost 100% sure he did, because he sat. I remember distinctly talking with him, going to his Twitch, and he's sitting in the fucking cock starting bank, like not even going in the raid, just getting drunk, and he's just like chilling. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? That guy's off the rails, but now he's gone. I don't even know where that guy is anymore. You know?
He's literally.
Back on.
Well,
Where are you,
He-
man? Sorry.
he's addicted to CS:GO. Hey, he's got a
I love it when you do
karambit.
that.
He's got a karambit, bro.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's got money. That's what that guy's got.
All right,
He didn't get it
Saeder.
from a case. I guarantee you that.
I have one more question for you. And this was, I want to again give credit to Ubaru because he kind of started the genesis. It's kind of a two-parter. So the first part is there like an era of streaming that you missed specifically for the music you played on stream? Or like what was your favorite streaming music?
So here's some ideas. There's like the drum and bass like streaming era of like Hey Jace and like.
Oh, you're saying like
everybody who did
generally.
that.
You're not saying my stream in particular.
Just yeah, like I guess as a viewer, because you were a viewer before a streamer, right?
Yeah.
So there's like the drum and bass era, the like hard style era, and then I guess just like any era you
is
could think
painful for me.
Agreed.
A lot of people don't like it.
Don't
yeah.
tune into a Tina stream then.
Oh, here I know. I can't. It's really.
I have it
hard
at
for me.
1%.
It's
Don't
Tina
watch
hard
stream
for
with
me.
the hearing aids in.
I mean,
Hello.
it's like
Say
Tina, Monty Moo, Puggin, Zandy. It
Love is
just feels like it's non.
They're all Australian.
Blasting.
Puggin-
Yeah, Puggin's.
Fucking
Are
is
they?
not Australian.
Tina's definitely Australian too. Yeah, right. But that it's just too much. It's like, and don't get me wrong, I will sometimes play music where I know this isn't like optimal stream vibe.
Mhm.
If I want to like, if you want to grow a stream and just be that kind of like default generic popular thing, D&B is the way to go.
The liquid drum and bass.
Yeah, liquid
Just
drum and
press
bass,
play on that.
or it's just because it's like it's upbeat and they're familiar. You've heard the songs before,
It's
so
easy,
it feels
though.
like you can go in and I know it's like your stream is going. I mean, because let me think. Like, No Monkey, I think is a good example of like every one of his streams is the same sort of playlist. It's like very upbeat, very high drum and bass going. And it's like you start the stream, you know what to expect. And like just imagine if No Monkey were to listen to, I don't know, fucking opera. Just something
Couldn't imagine that.
completely different. Be a completely different vibe. And I mean, music means so much to your stream's growth. It really does
Yeah.
in the old school
Yeah.
section. And you can go the generic route where like it's a safe option. D&B is a safe option.
Yeah, I like the
Um,
Clipper playlist. The I don't put veggies on my cheeseburger playlist.
I don't-
I'm just kidding.
What?
I don't know.
No, yeah. I think there's like I think a lot of people default to the drum and bass because it's easy and you just
And it's
Yeah.
safe.
You
It's a
you
safe
lock
route.
in though on drum.
Sorry.
It's crazy. You zone in on it though. Like trance. Like I honestly think trance is better than drum and bass. That's my.
I do too, but it's not for everybody. And
Yeah.
one of the things with trance is because I was definitely a trance streamer. One of the
Hmm.
problems is I started getting sick of it. Like not sick of it per se. I was playing the same playlist and it was the same songs and
Yeah,
like
I listen to
yeah.
the same mixes a lot, and you can
Yeah.
I kind of I enjoy them.
You had on a mix the other day that like really resonated with me. It was, and you were like you were vibing to it too. Like there is some drum and bass and some trance and some hard style that like
Mhm.
really just hits home. And I think the curation of your playlist probably matters more than just the genre. So like if you can get something emotional every now and then to make people like, they're AFKing on the side, they're doing whatever and they hear something, they're like, "Oh, what was that?" Yeah, that's why I listen to music too. Is like the music I listen to has sometimes some super weird stuff to it because it just makes you go, "Wait, I need to rewind that. What was that?"
Yeah.
Remix, replay. Sorry.
I've explored different music this past year on stream, and I don't know how good of a move, like more like a business decision that is to just like not have. I don't know, because when when you go to a stream, you want to know kind of what you're getting.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
feel like
I feel like I switch up my music a lot. Like I listen to like I have like a emo rat like alt pop punk playlist that I listen to pretty often.
Mm.
But then I play mixes of drum and bass. Sometimes I'll listen to hardstyle. Usually Zanny's come in and say, "Fucking play this shit." I'm like, "Okay, man, fine." But I don't know. The thing is like I get sick of the music that I listen to sometimes.
Yeah,
Not sick of
same.
it, but like
You're just bored of it.
I want to
it's like
play the
you're
game and
almost-
enjoy the
yeah.
music. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to be bored of it. I don't want to do that, but also I don't know.
The AI needs to improve in the music department. Like, I want to be able to tell AI, like, throw them some songs and be like, find music exactly like this, not some
Mhm.
other bullshit that you're gonna try to sell and
Yeah.
artists are, purchasing their little spots. And it's like, no, just
Yeah.
give me something that fucking sounds exactly like this. And I want AI to get to that point where it's like, you can reliably get brand new, fresh mixes from AI.
Mhm.
Not
That's-
AI songs, but like they're the ones really generating like a really good mix.
That's why if you're
Then
like
it will always
Whale,
Actually, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's like if you're like Whale or like me, not trying to say I'm like Whale, but we're basically the same person. But
Yeah.
if you listen to very unique genres or something's very different, like the music aggregates will never be good for you. Like I don't use Spotify because I listen to a lot of orchestral or classical music, but classical is a time period, so I prefer the term orchestral, not to be pretentious. And like I have to literally research composition repertoires because the music aggregates won't do it. They'll at some point they'll start going to videos of like, oh, Shostakovich Jazz Waltz number 2, which is like has 3 million views, and it's like I already know. And then it's a recording of the same thing, and it's like, it's so bad. Like music aggregates are somehow so bad for some of the most artistic forms of music.
I wonder, like sometimes you'll go on YouTube and you'll just search like trance mix or D&B mix. You'll find some random channel and there's just some random put together mix. It's got like, 20 million views on it. It's like, holy fuck. Like sometimes I think like I'm really picky with my music.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I should get into that scene sort of like making my really, really, really curated 3-hour mixes and just putting them on YouTube and saying, just have some very fucking generic thing like best female vocal trance 2025 or whatever the hell. And just see how it pops off.
Really use those keywords and get a good thumbnail.
Yeah, you got to have like some
Love-
chick that just looks like
Andrea Botez.
super AI like generated, but just has like
Mhm.
perfect tits and everything, and she's on a beach, and you're just like, okay,
Andrea
yeah, this is
Botez.
great
That might
music.
I
It's great
might help.
music.
I have a YouTube channel that I often look at that they upload like every day, but it feels like AI because all their mixes are like they're popular songs that are coming out or came out like or but like it's 30 like it'll be like 30 to 40 minutes and then it'll be copied and pasted. Like the 30, 40-minute mix, copy and paste
It's
it.
AI. Then.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
seen
Yeah.
that. That's bad.
It's bad, but the mix
And
is
it's still got
the 40-minute mix is really good. So I get annoyed
Until
because I'm
then,
like,
we listen. And
Yeah.
then we cut it.
Yeah.
We turn it off.
It pisses me off how like nobody in the comments will even recognize it. They'll just be like, beautiful, like beautiful. It's like, can somebody please like call this
well, that's
guy
probably
out?
also AI fucking commenting
It's true.
on, you know.
Yeah. Love the video. Great. Thumbs up.
Have you-
Just
Bro.
all like fake
On,
comments.
on TikTok, there's a lot of like bots that just comment like 3 emojis like
Mm-hmm.
on every single TikTok ever because it's just like algorithm juicing. I don't know.
You know what's
Yeah.
really crazy is there's this artist on YouTube who has just made several songs, maybe
Mhm.
a couple handfuls of just very peaceful melodies, and it's a 10-hour just loop of it. It's just very peaceful, like just and it just has like some nice background, and those things get hundreds of millions of views, and it's original music. So
Mhm.
he is milking the just juiciest revenue you've probably ever imagined of a
Mhm.
10-hour fucking video that people are just putting on perpetually. Like hundreds of
know
millions
what's
of views. I'm like,
crazy?
you've made 10 songs and these are not even songs. They're just like a little generic melody and you're making bank.
I've seen people who will literally release music, and what they do is they have a music channel where they release this music, right? And they play a snippet of their song, and it's very like a nostalgia farming song. If I played it, you guys would probably know what it is. I'll probably find it later and show you.
Okay.
But what they do is they play the song, and it will be like a scene from a movie, a scene from like real life, like a soccer game, and it'll be like a crazy like motivational moment, and they farm it, and because they're farming it, they're getting so many interactions on their music that it's actually boosting their streaming numbers. So it's actually, there's metagaming their music, and it's crazy because it's like, that's something you would never think about as like a musical artist. You do like these weird like, hey guys, listen to my song, like, or whatever. It's not like that. Like I think it's like the first time I've ever seen that.
What was
An
that
actual
Moist
musical
Critical
artist.
video of like that guy that got he got sent to prison because he was like abusing Spotify's thing. Like he was just making a bunch of AI music. And oh man, what was the
he
story
was
on that?
stealing. He was like stealing artist stuff, right?
I'm not even sure. I think it was. Oh man, I need to remember that whole story. It was so interesting. This dude was cashing out millions, and all he was doing was just generating new songs on like Spotify and like claiming the. Damn it! I'm not doing this justice.
no, he was creating accounts, bot farming, playing his AI music,
His music,
That was
and it was
That's
all
what it was.
automated. So he like
Yeah.
that shit
And he was
was
just
insane.
raking in millions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, the feds are at my door right now.
Yeah.
I've
Better
always
for you, I
I've
think.
thought about making like because like I'm very my strong suit in music. I wish it was a performance and I wish it was rhythm, but it's harmony and melody, and so I've always considered making the, listen to this for meditation type videos, just to see if I can make money off of it, which I still might do, but I've always considered doing that.
Yeah. You just gotta have like some nice visuals.
Can I just
The
take a beat?
400 hertz
Can
videos.
I just take a
where it's
beat
like,
here? Alex, how are you feeling, buddy? You haven't talked in a little while.
Yeah, okay, hold on. I've been thinking about this. For people who've made it to this point, okay, I want you to put in the comments the exact moment you think my edible started to hit.
Yeah, let's get a timestamp going, guys.
Oh,
We'll
my
cross-reference
God.
it with the timestamps I put in, and we'll see. We'll see when it truly hits.
I was like I was like, I just kept seeing Alex like have like some nice smile on his face like after. Just like, is he gonna talk? Like, is he gonna say something?
When it's uploaded, I'll give it like 24 hours and I'll post the exact time so I know exactly when it was. Yeah,
Wait, let me ask you though, like what do you feel when you first hit that edible? Like, or like when it first starts hitting? Like what's the first, like, is it like a flush in the face? Or is it like some weird thought you're like, okay, that's not a normal thought?
It's pretty much that. It's like I realize it because I'm like, I think so it's like I'm gonna give away the answer to my initial question when the edible hit, but it was like right when I started talking earlier about how I hated that like you were just doing what you wanted to do on your Ironman, and like you can't just have fun doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You have to always be making. When I was ranting about that, that was the moment, because I was like, this is such a, like, I would not be saying this if I was completely sober right now, and I know that.
That's the worst, because then you just start like cycling your mind. I'm like, I wonder how weird I sounded when I said that.
Yeah, exactly. And
The worst.
that exact thought is probably why I haven't said anything in a while. I was like, God, these guys are talking about such great things, and like, I just don't want to sound really fucking stupid by talking and saying something stupid. So
We've all
I'm
been
just gonna
there.
enjoy the conversation.
We've all
Yeah,
been there
that's
except for
relatable.
Beandip, because it's basically
Yeah,
like
that's
him
true.
sober, just like it's the same.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's
I've actually never been like high. I've
What?
smoked, so I
Have
don't know
you
how to-
tried weed?
I last in San Diego, Shelby gave me edibles. I took them. I didn't feel anything. I think it was like
How much
20
did you take?
20 milligrams.
That's
That's
a lot.
crazy if you didn't feel that.
I
Because
don't
I
know.
took that and I saw God,
Dude.
personally.
Or I don't know. I took them and I just kind of sit there and I'm just like, I don't know what, like, even when I smoke or like, I don't know. I've never done anything like, well, I've done coke in Vegas, but even then I kind of just was like, it kind of just felt like caffeine a little bit.
Yeah.
I was a little more awake. Other than one time when someone offered me some and it wasn't the greatest. And I literally, I don't know what happened. It just wasn't good. I tried
Oh
it.
man, this smells like baking powder for
No.
some reason.
No.
Mason, are you talking
Yes,
about
at that-
your
at-
experience at the house when we were on the couch?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I remember that vividly, bro. He was on the couch next to me, and like he had like a pill or something, and he was just like this, just like looking like a lost child. And I'm like, are you okay, buddy? Like, you look very like small as like a human right now. You just look like a tiny person. You look so afraid of everything. And he was like, yeah, I'm a little hungry.
That's so cute.
It's a
It
little
was like,
hungry
it
guy.
was so funny, because like, I think at that point, was that your first
No,
experience
that was
doing that?
the like third.
Wait, was that the party where there was like the grill and everything outside and people were grilling up stuff? Is that at that
Yes.
Airbnb?
Yeah.
Because I was there.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was that one. Okay.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
Interesting.
good times,
I don't-
guys.
Bro, no, that
It's
was
like,
a
I
good
don't
time.
want
Yeah,
to say
sorry,
any
you were
names,
invited.
but like,
I was fucked up. I got so like I'd never
oh,
drank.
okay, no,
when
it wasn't there. It was
Oh, it wasn't.
Different
Okay,
grill out,
okay.
man.
Was it at the large location or
tiny-
the
the-
medium
the
size?
little
It
location.
was
Well,
at the house with the clan of people, right? Like,
Oh, FaZe Clan.
Oh,
With
Yeah.
Banks.
I just remember we took a
Yeah, we were
picture
there.
outside underneath this canopy. There was that party where we all were like reaching in for this fucking picture. And there was a grill.
it wasn't the mansion house.
No, yeah, it wasn't. It was
Oh.
the other Airbnb
Oh, okay,
where
with the pool
some
and
couches.
the little like.
yeah. And there was
Okay, it
there was we all stood under the canopy and took a picture.
Okay.
And then I was
It-
like, that's where Ubaru.
Yeah, I showed
gave
up
me- yeah.
after that.
Dude, that's where I talked to
Or,
you
like-
up. I was like, "Hey, man, what are you doing on YouTube? What's up, buddy?"
I was
Yeah.
I was so fucked. I was about to pass out originally.
Like
But-
before you went to that party, you're gonna
Yeah,
go to
'cause-
sleep.
Well, no, because I was just drinking so much. Like I just kept pulling out like more and more Trulies because I was like, oh, I feel great,
Yeah.
so let me just keep doing this. And then I was like 7 deep, and I'm again a complete lightweight, never drink ever. And then I was like, I'm about to fucking pass out and probably barf on the floor. And then all of a
Dude.
sudden, I was just okay
It's the
again.
second- it's the
for some
second
weird
win.
reason.
the only time I've ever
Dude,
been
your
blackout.
second win, man.
Yeah,
Let's
the second
go.
win.
You made it.
It's
Yeah.
natural, right?
Yeah.
The only
You
time
just
I've
have to
ever.
hit it.
Yeah, I've blacked out from seltzers, and I've never drank them since then. Like I can't,
Yeah.
like even the mention of them. Like
I was. I like how Alex is probably just thinking of the stupidest shit. He just keeps laughing.
I don't, bro. I ignore it.
yeah, no, guys, when I'm really, really drunk at parties, I do coke, and it brings me back up.
Oh, it does? Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't know,
I love that this entire time we're like dancing around everything. Yeah, guys, come on.
I don't know. I just don't want to like
I've
say
never
any
done
names
coke,
to
Yeah.
incriminate
Yeah.
any people.
Bodie gave me Ket. Okay, that's all I know. Bodie gave me
Dude, what a
Ket.
nice guy.
Oh my god.
The combination of when I talked about my best high experience, it was Ket and Molly. I remember chewing on my vape, putting Adventure Time on the TV. No one could hear it, and I walked around the house being like, "This show fucking rocks when you can hear it." And I said that like 7 times to 7 different people.
I was there with you on the couch, and I was like, "Bro, there's no sound on the TV. You can't even hear what they're saying." And that's how you knew he was fucked. But dude, I had the same concoction he had, and that was definitely the best experience I probably ever had.
See, Bodhi will give you cat, Skidler will give you a popper, and I won't elaborate.
Actually,
you met
I
Skidler?
heard.
I feel like I've
met
seen
everyone. Beandip has not met a single person.
Okay.
Yeah,
Beandip has done a whole lot of nothing.
Met people through stories on the internet.
Yeah.
Are you gonna come to the next
other
TwitchCon
people.
or RuneFest? I'm not going to RuneFest.
I might go to the next TwitchCon actually, because I'll actually be making a good wage at some point. But
I'd love to meet you.
I actually have met one RuneScape two RuneScape, 3 RuneScape people. I've met a few. There's a few in Kansas.
1, 2.
I've met I Need
and 3.
Teeth.
I've met that many people.
I went to a concert with Teeth. That was really fun. And then I've
Teeth?
met Marvin. And then I've met Gothfield.
Garfield?
Those are people.
Gothfield.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
I hate Mondays.
No,
Wow,
like
good.
no like micro niche celebrity people, but like
Oh,
people
fun
in the
fact.
They're
community.
like chatters from stream
Chatters
or
and-
communities.
yeah, they're chatters, but Kansas rise up. You know what I'm saying? Stand down and stand by, or whatever.
I'd love to go to a Rune Fest. It's just such a commitment of
Expensive.
expense.
Yeah,
Like
I'm not going this year.
I've met
I think like
Breezes.
if
Sorry.
it was like summer, if it was summer like they originally planned,
mhm.
it would have been so nice. But the fact you're going to Birmingham, which is not even London, it's Birmingham in March, is like,
Yeah.
it's like, come on, guys. It's
And
like,
it's only-
let's delay it like 4 more months, please. Like, I get it. Like, London's cold. I live on the East Coast of the U.S. I get how cold it is. Like, I get winter. But like March for 2 days?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. That was the other thing is I know some people who are going for like the weekend, and I'm like, really?
Yeah.
What do you mean you're going all the way to the UK from America for a weekend? Like if I don't know, I feel like that flight cost, I'm making a trip out of it. I want to
Yeah.
go to
Yep.
other places in the UK. Maybe go to like France. Maybe go to Germany. Maybe go to like, in that realm of possibility because it's cheap to fly in between Europe.
But it's
I
all
think,
shit
but-
weather.
Yeah.
That's like because I keep thinking, Europe, it's gonna be beautiful, sunny. It's like, no, it's not. It's gonna be
Nope.
fucking cloudy and overcast.
It's gonna be rainy. It's gonna be snowy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be very gross.
Absolutely
Honestly, man,
rancid.
I can manage, but like
Yeah, I can-
it's just, it is such a commitment of expense, and to go for such a short amount of time just feels like such a I don't know.
I would say a
Waste.
waste, but you get to meet the opportunity to actually like you get the opportunity to meet people.
Yeah.
So it's like
that
it's
is the
not
difference.
it's the cost of money. So if you're like more well off, like sure, it's not that bad, but 2 days for like $1,000 plane ticket, and then you have to pay for like decent lodging because it's in Birmingham. So you
Mhm.
like want to have like a decent place, which by now I don't know how busy it is, but I think RuneFest is sold out. So it's like most of the locals are just gonna like take the train up if they like don't live in Birmingham.
Yeah.
Then all the people coming in are gonna have to deal with like what's left. Like who knows? Like it's just like hotels
Yeah.
and
And then you're gonna have to pay
I had,
for
like, a
those couple
B&B
days of
sim,
foods
but it
and
was
events
good.
that people are gonna be doing. Like, and I know
Yeah.
everyone likes to go out drinking after. So if you're, not a
expenses on expenses on expenses of things that you're not initially thinking about. Unless like you're very prepared and budgeting correctly,
Mhm.
then you're an adult. Congratulations, but us probably not. So we're
Me-
just not gonna do that. You know.
I hate looking at my bank account, even if it's going up.
Yeah,
That's part
I always
of the
look at
game.
my bank account.
I used to hate checking my
I make it a
mail.
point to look at my bank account once a day, just to see what transactions came through. But that's because I used to work at a bank. So like,
Oh yeah.
I hate looking at my
What's
bank
new
account.
today?
Do you look in your gas tank a lot too? Because used to be an oiler.
no.
peek in there.
I
I
thought you
have
were
a-
gonna. Say,
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say you left a present for him in there.
No, that's his oven.
I have a weird thing with money
Oh.
that I don't
My
like to
mailbox.
watch the number go down, and I think it stems from RuneScape that like if I don't have a green cash stack, I feel poor.
Yep.
So it's a really weird thing that shouldn't mean anything, but it stemmed from that because I just don't want to see myself be poor in any situation.
So what you're saying is you have $10 million in your bank account.
I will not say how much money I have, and even if I had $10 million, I'd have a hard time spending 1,000 of it to go to RuneFest. I hate spending money. It is the worst. It is my worst trait.
That's a good trait, though.
It's a good
not enjoy
trait.
Yeah.
But I fucking.
You wish you could just like let loose, kind of just be like.
I didn't. The only reason I have the chair that I sat in is because someone bought it for me. Before I was sitting on a fucking the DX wood series.
I'm okay spending money.
I hate it. It is.
I think part of it is like I don't like gambling and I don't like wasting money. But when I feel like I'm gonna get a product that I really enjoy and love, I will ball out on it if I want to. Mm-hmm. Like I got it like a Herman Miller Aeron brand new. Like that's something like I should have gone the used route, or I should have just gotten a budget chair that's pretty much identical. But there's almost just a part of me that's like, you know what? Like I live fucking once. Like just fucking send it. Like I'll just send it. You know, it's like whatever.
Yeah.
I've been.
And that's a situation
I'm also
where
single.
it's like
that helps.
Yeah.
You also like work all day at your desk, so it's like it's a no-brainer. It's like your bed, your desk / like chair, like anything like in your actual setup tires for your car if you drive, that's pretty good, you know? It's like you got to invest in your life. It makes sense.
I think a lot of my money was going.
I don't really regret it.
My money went to food for a very long time. Like I could be in a way better financial spot if I didn't like DoorDash a lot, and I've deleted my DoorDash account for months. But
good for you.
Oh wait, I recently made it back again for one night, and I gotta go back and delete it.
Bad for you.
Yeah, it's bad, but
I'm unfortunately
day zero DoorDash.
I'm unfortunately a big advocate of ordering food. I live in Canada.
Yeah,
and the food cost to like have a meal, just like buying a 2-pack of 2 chicken breasts is like $13. And that's just the chicken breast. So, like, why not just pay $18 to have whatever meal I want ordered, delivered to my house?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, you got to see it in the way of like, I don't know, like whenever I think of like how much money I could have saved, especially with the years I did DoorDash in Alabama, I was like chronically DoorDashing. Did you? I talked to Devious or DVS. On the cast, dude. That dude had what did we calculate? It was he was like, I thought I had a DoorDash problem. I can't remember the numbers exactly, but he was like 5x me. Like we literally checked our apps. He had like ordered like 5 times as many orders as I had done in like the same time period. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like,
can you think of like a round number of like how much he's probably spent on it in that year?
Tens, or well, it was like it was over the course of like 3 years or something. We were checking, and it was like in the tens of thousands. I mean,
damn,
it's like I order a lot, but my thing is I will only order once. I only get if I order like I know there are people who can do it multiple times a day. I do not let myself do it multiple times. It's one meal.
Yeah,
I'll order it.
And that can feed you for the day too.
Yeah, that's usually what it is that I get it for a whole day.
Yep.
That is my like meal for the whole day. So it's like
that's how I usually would make myself feel better about it and be like, okay, this is not a 3 meal a day thing. This is one time. I'm gonna order maybe $25-$30 for the stuff if it's like expensive. Try to be like below 20, but usually it wasn't the case. But then I think when you start recognizing if you were to eat something fucking simple like eggs and toast and a banana in the morning with an apple, the fucking money you would save from like, and then just having rice and canned tuna or something for just like something very simple. When you actually see the cost over like a month, it's brutal. Like it's almost like I want to just live in ignorance. It's like, geez, I could be saving hundreds of dollars and I'm just not, because I want a good taste in my mouth.
It's like I could eat rice and chicken every single day. Like I could make rice and teriyaki chicken and eat that for an entire month. But the problem with it is that like I don't like to meal prep because eating old food just makes me feel so shitty. But I also don't want to cook it every day.
Yep.
So
you gotta
yeah. There's a balance to it. Like in my recommendation, it would be if you're gonna meal prep, do it like a few days at a time, because like I've eaten like 6-day-old chicken and it's the most disgusting thing ever. Eating it past like 3 days.
I don't meal prep. I fucking hate putting shit in Tupperware.
Yeah.
By the way, should I go pee, or are we like, I don't know how long these go for. I've been
We
kind of like,
could go as long as you want, as long as
Yeah.
you know.
Normally we kind of have just a little cutoff because
I just keep looking at Alex and I'm just like, is he doing all right?
Yeah, we should.
I'm like holding my piss until Alex is like, yo, I gotta.
We need a
I'm
wellness check.
chilling, bro.
Hey, put
I'm
up both
chilling.
your hands if you're fine. Put up both your hands if you're fine.
Okay. I mean,
chilling.
I'm fine. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go pee.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go pee then.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Caught, bro.
Little
Damn.
long ass episode might be have to cut up into 2 parts. Welcome back to part 2.
Guys, I gotta piss. Welcome back to part 2. I'll be right back.
Welcome back to the piss break.
That chancla.
It's kind of a long guy episode. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it rocks.
I've killed like 600 fucking rune dragons.
Hell yeah. That.
Did you ever
fucking-
get the visage from
sick.
Borkath?
I did. I
Nice.
spooned that shit under 300, which is ideal as F.
What the
But-
F?
Bruh.
That means I have to kill other dragons for the regular visage, which is not ideal as F.
Oh, that's no good.
It's no good. I really wonder what I'm gonna finish at. I'm just under 75,000 points or 70,000 points. I could hit 70k, like probably 73k today if I really wanted to like just do tasks. But I like to
Yeah.
do the long stuff, and I don't like to stop. Like if something's long, I just want to get it done. I want to get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like to task
would-
hop. I don't like to do that kind of shit. So,
Dude, that's how you have to play UIM.
I won't be playing UIM, buddy.
One thing at a time,
Yeah.
man.
I don't know how much of this we're gonna cut out, but I guess we're just talking, yapping. Pro-
Yapping.
I was
This
gonna say I
is-
should order food, but I ordered groceries today. Like I actually got groceries. Right now.
Nice. This is the first time our listeners are going to see me be quiet.
Bro does know how to yap.
I just, there's a lot. Listen, there's an infinite amount of life that I will never be able to live. I got to get in
Mhm.
every nook and cranny. That's all I'm saying. That's why I never shy away from talking about like politics or religion or music or nutrition or anything. Because it's like, you don't have that much time. I don't have that much time to be getting offended. And one thing I used to really struggle with was like people's perception of me and like wanting everybody to like me. But I realized I don't have enough time for that either. So I just kicked it, bro. Because like
No, you have a job.
I do have a
Fully
job.
Respect.
There's instantly fucking just more important shit to worry about than fucking people not liking you on the internet. And shit,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know, but to be fair, I mean, let's just say the odds are stacked against me sometimes. But yeah, I'm just
For what exactly?
I was just saying how like I never shy away from harsh topics like religion or politics or food or music or anything like that because life is too short and it's not like people don't have those thoughts all the time. Like I hate the RuneScape space where like people are like so afraid to talk about things sometimes. It's like I was in Coxie's stream this morning and the second we start talking about the Chris Christie photo that Donald Trump posted, the AI generated one where the drones were bringing Chris Christie McDonald's. That was funny as fuck, by the way. People in his chat were like, no politics. And it's like, I get it. But I feel like at some point you have to grow up. And everybody who says no, like they don't like politics, they're like, I just want a better society where people get along. Okay. You have to let politics into your life. You have to. A country's not going to get better if people are so afraid about it. And it's the same issue with Canada. Canada is going through the same thing.
Yeah, apparently Canada or Trump wants to like annex Canada.
That can't be true. There's no way.
It's very true that like Trudeau said something about to Trump like, hey, that's not very good, and Trump got pissed off about it. And like,
Is he talking
I
about
don't-
annexation or like inclusion in a trade deal?
like making Canada America.
Holy shit, that would
Is-
be horrible.
What? I don't think it.
Shit, Donald Trump.
America's
is
too
going after
big to be
world
governed.
domination.
Like the problem with
It's-
America is federally, it's just too big to be governed. I think America needs
Yeah.
to be broken up into like 4 regions.
It's like
Really?
it'll never happen because military
Like
power.
leagues.
world like
Listen, the
Hey
only
guys, we
region.
gotta make this relatable to RuneScape people, okay? We gotta
Oh.
break up America like leagues, okay? Who is Mithril in America?
What's
We
that?
gotta-
What's
we gotta
that one
get to it.
quest?
The Midwest?
Midwest is at.
Then was Trailblazer 3 fucking Pangea since it wasn't regional?
Dude, I
Good
could go
one.
for some Pangea right now.
That shit didn't exist.
Dude, I'm looking up Pangea on DoorDash right now because you inspired me.
Nobody. What do you guys think about that idea, though, breaking up America into 4 regions? I feel like that.
I feel like that's regression. Like that's
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
just,
not
that's
it.
regressive. That's not the move.
I feel
Like
like
you're
I'm
saying,
Cana- I feel like
you're
I'm
saying
Canadian.
you want to create
and-
borders. Yeah, you
Yes.
want to create borders, but
I know another
For-
guy that loves borders.
go on.
It's
But-
like
Dude,
But it wouldn't be America anymore.
everyone's
The,
favorite
Say
Twinkie.
his name.
There-
Say.
he,
Jonathan Trump.
Jonathan.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like UIM Verf or something. I don't know. I thought you were gonna say some random RuneScape guy.
No, I'm not.
I just feel like
Verf
we
loves
have
something
to
else.
We have to like value truth. Like we just like have not like us, especially in America. It's like we just do not value truth. We don't. In fact, there's people that just don't even believe in truth anymore.
Mhm.
Like they're so fucking confused, and it's like
It's not their fault,
okay,
though.
we're not getting anywhere. Like
I mean, look at.
the problem is social media.
Yes, 100%. Look at.
Someone uploads a fucking, one of those popular Twitter accounts uploads like, this person did this, and it's a 2-second clip of them doing something that they didn't actually do, or like, you know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to get worse
5
with
million,
AI.
5 million views. All
Yeah.
5 million of those people tell someone. Those people tell someone. Like social media is like just, I don't know, it is so ruined for just like
Well,
anything like that.
ask anyone what they know about Syria, and it's either Assad is a dictator or Assad is a good guy. And like,
Dude, the only thing that I know about Assad is getting them carne on my fries.
oh my fucking.
I saw it, dude. You know what I'm saying?
I saw that
Alright.
coming.
Oh,
I saw that
okay,
coming.
I
guys.
saw it, dude.
All right, guys.
Guys, we keep it based. We keep it topical. We keep it.
Dude, I thought he was
based
gonna
in
make a joke about
reality.
Siri because of Syria.
No,
Dude,
bro.
careful,
Yeah,
your
that's a
phone
good
might
one,
go
too.
off.
That was way better.
Your phone might go
That was way
off.
better. Not again.
Oh, hello?
I really do think like I think people say voting is the same people who say voting is very important are the same people who be like, I don't want to discuss politics. What? Like it doesn't make sense to me. Like people were mad at me that I said I wasn't gonna vote. And it's like those are the same people that don't really want to have the hard conversations. So it always like it really jars me a little bit. And I think people like, especially on religion too, because it gets it gets accelerated really quickly on religion, 100%. So like I get why people don't want to talk about it either. But listen, religions come to your country or wherever you're at, your small town. Like you gotta be ready. It's a
Religion's
plague.
climbing in your
Just kidding.
windows.
I mean, I talk about religion on my stream, and I'm always a little bit like, I'll eventually like recognize like 20 to 30 minutes into it. I'm like, I just like start like reading the vibe, and I'm like, usually it's actually not bad, but yeah, I'll talk about it mainly because I just have my own experience with it, and I just there's a lot of
I think it's okay to talk about anything.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm with
Yeah.
you.
I think there's
Most people when they're watching a RuneScape stream, they'll want a RuneScape.
Yeah.
It's escapism from the real life, just when it comes to streaming in general. So usually when people come, they're gonna be like, okay, like Saeder's talking about being a Mormon. Okay, fine, that's cool. But then it's a part of the stream. It's not
But
Yeah.
the
the
problem
whole
is
stream.
everybody escapes all the time. That's the real problem. Is we're only
I
escaping.
feel like people don't escape enough. Is that?
Yeah.
I think
you
you're
to
wrong.
say?
I personally disagree, but
I mean,
would
think
say
about the
that's true.
people who are working 40+ hours a week and want to watch Twitch, and then as soon as you talk about something political, they're like, "Oh, here this guy goes." It's like everybody's different. It's just like everybody has a different experience.
I mean,
And,
I
like, in
work
my
to
case-
escape my wife. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. My wife, I can't come home to her.
Understandable. I met her. I
Did you
mean,
say you got
oh my God.
proposed to?
Oh no, no,
yeah.
no!
Yeah, see, now you've brought it up. Yeah, now you're
yeah, you
fucking.
did inadvertently bring it up. So come on, Beandip, lay us down the groundwork of the story. What happened?
So it can't work for a myriad of reasons, but I was kind of proposed to. Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I said no.
Yeah.
I think no. I haven't said anything yet.
What?
You
I haven't
think
said-
you said no.
I don't know. I haven't said it.
How did that go down without responding? Did you just say, "I'll need a minute"?
Yeah, I said. You know what? This is a lot. Like,
I have to go to the bathroom.
Let me think about it. Just let
We
me
got a
sleep on
podcast
it.
to do.
And,
We just
yeah,
podcast
I
first.
gotta talk to Saeder right now. So
here's what I'll
Talk to you,
say
Mark.
about learning about this experience is that you have no idea what somebody's carrying. You just don't know. That's all I'm
like
gonna
a
say.
weapon, like
Oh, I meant
uh,
STD, so like
Oh,
No,
okay,
what?
okay. 'Cause
I'm
I thought
kidding.
you were
Last
holding,
thing I
you
need
know?
to marry is a wife with HIV.
I'm kidding.
What do you mean?
I'm kidding. No, it was. Hopefully they never see this, because if they do, I'm in big trouble. But they probably
Don't
won't.
send it to him.
Yeah.
I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, don't tell them you do a podcast.
Oh,
Don't
well,
let them know
strike
you do
one.
that.
No, actually,
Strike one.
tell them you do a podcast. Then that'll just be like a red flag. I go, "You podcast? Yeah, I'm out."
See,
Oh,
I
you're a
did it. I
podcaster.
did, and they still did it. And I'm like, okay, well,
Damn.
In
Or
fact,
better
share
yet,
the
they'll
podcast.
see you-
Literally, like nobody wants to
they'll
actually listen to anybody's podcast that they share of their own podcast. So
True.
that's a
That's-
guaranteed sign. Share it with them; they will
and
not watch.
I've
it.
told my
Yeah,
parents
and
about
send them the
this.
exact timestamp of where it starts. Just
They
as
will
a
not
true
watch
litmus
it.
test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Especially if you want to tell her no, anyways.
But the thing is she doesn't love me, and I don't love her. So I think you guys can. Yeah.
But so let me ask about this. This is
Arranged
actually-
marriage.
This is something I'm kind of curious of. When you get to a certain age, like I'm gonna be 30 next year, and
Mhm.
sometimes I wonder about companionship and how much like it matters to like at some age. I feel like love, like that kind of like excitement and the love and the butterflies and whatnot, is very important. But at some age, I'm not saying 30s is the age, but like at some point, is it like appropriate to just marry
Not,
somebody
like-
that you're actually not even in love with, but you just are just fucking lonely?
No.
I
I'm
could
not
be
gonna say that
honest.
it's not that it's not like a thing, but also like you don't have to get married.
Yeah, it's true.
but
but-
Yeah.
I don't think marriage is all about love, though.
I-
To be fair.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, it's a part of like your relationship when you take it to that next level.
Yeah.
I think that's more about not settling for less, and that's more about your moral character as like a person, and like your openness and like communication and like just every part of a relationship. Like for me personally, like I've definitely been lucked out in the experiences that I had with like meeting people, but there comes a point where you get tested in relationships where you can't settle for less and you have to demand what you want, because there will be circumstances where a partner may not see eye to eye with, like, let's say like you want kids and they don't want kids. Like fundamentally long term that might not work out if you want to have like a marriage and want to have children, you want to build a life. Like you kind of have to like think about these things when you are going into relationships. But at the same token, like if you set these insane standards, you will never meet the perfect person. You will have to compromise on some level in relationships you have. So it's a hard pill to swallow, but I think it's I don't know, it's like multifaceted. Like you have to take it as you go. But I think you're in the scenario where like you shouldn't settle for less if like that opportunity like becomes itself. Like don't just be with somebody because you can, be with somebody because you want to be with them.
Yeah,
And even
giving
if
and
they have
receiving
flaws.
have to feel good. That sounded insane. What I mean to say
Okay,
is,
well,
like
in more or less
giving-
words, he basically, yeah.
Yeah, like you should be able to give where they want to receive, and you receive where they want to give. I think that's like another like part of the puzzle, because like it's back to the love language thing. But in my last relationship, like I created this person that didn't exist, and I loved that instead of the actual person.
Yep, I do that.
And it was very toxic, and I was not good, and I was not good in the breakup, and I learned a lot, and I will never do something like that again until I do it again.
What is the difference of like? Is there a way to easily recognize? Because I've recognized that in my past, where like I will build up this fantasy of a person,
Yeah,
and it's just not them. Like,
when you
it's
start
not that I
gaslighting
will-
yourself,
I will keep keep
That's-
thinking that.
that's the main system where you basically gaslight yourself into thinking you're the issue and or everything can be fixed and everything is okay. When you have the mindset everything is okay, you're gaslighting yourself.
But what if you don't? What if you do know that everything's not okay, and you
It
still
shouldn't
are
be.
kind of creating this like fantasy of like they could be this way
Yeah, that you
I-
in a way,
gotta.
but it's not.
I think
like,
that's
I don't
also a
That-
look
I mean-
inward problem. Like, you kind of also have to know yourself enough to like be able to be with someone. So if you're with someone and no matter what's happening, you think that like there's a problem, or you're not doing something, or they're not doing something, like it could stem from something else. It could stem from even I don't know, like not every day should be like posies and fairies and rainbows and unicorns. Like any real relationship and any healthy relationship has problems that you work through. So like
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like one
know. Just
thing,
gotta find somebody that's like willing to work through stuff.
yeah. It's like I was gonna say I was in a really like a committed relationship for a long time, where I moved countries to go be with that person, and like
Damn.
yeah, and it's like I don't know. I don't I don't really want to super get into it, but like we had problems that we could have worked through, but she chose to not want to work through them with me. I guess there's
Damn. I'm sorry.
I don't know,
Everybody
I
makes
mean-
their decisions.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like
But were you able to accept that easily, or did you keep holding on of like she'll change her mind or whatever?
I don't know how to like put it into words, because like some of the stuff. So I basically the one like there's a bunch of like other deep like other seated things.
Mhm.
But one of the things that like the separation extended from was that her family didn't like me because I wasn't like super talkative to them,
Mm.
and her family made a choice
Oh,
of like
shit.
or she made her family made them make a choice of like them or me. And when I heard that, and it's like when I asked, I was like, hey, so what are you gonna pick? And like when you say you don't know,
That means
that broke my heart to a point that I'm like, okay, well then clearly if the fact that you don't want to be with me because of that, then like I
did
literally
you feel like you could have compromised in a way though? Like I know that
Oh,
you're just
yeah.
saying like the
No,
gist of like
look, I could have been better about like being open and talking to them.
mhm.
The difference is that like the people that didn't like me are a family of two adults who are like in their 40s with two children who are younger than me, and I'm a 25-year-old guy who wakes up every day and gets on his computer to play video games and stream. So my like
There's
our
a disconnection.
there's a huge
between like
disconnect of where we are in our lives and our common grounds and the
Yeah.
things that I do, and
Yeah.
I'm from a different country. So there's there's just like this huge disconnect of stuff,
Interesting.
right? And the fact that it bothered them to the point that like they went out of their way to say that to my ex,
Yeah.
and then gave them the choice of like, well, it's either us or him. And the fact that she was, like it's one thing to, hesitate and be like, what the hell? But the fact that she wasn't willing to stand by me and defend me, like it instantly
telling.
broke me. That
Yeah.
I literally said, I was like, okay, then you should pick them then. And then I
Yeah.
got up
It's
and
like
I
it's
went
almost
to-
like she did in that
Yeah.
way because she couldn't make the decision. It's like that's
Yeah.
the safe option. Or it would be like choose you and like move out and like you guys figure out what you're doing. That would be the harder option,
Mhm.
So it's like, yeah, I can
I mean, the fact
understand
that
how
your
that would.
family would put her in that position in the first place is
Right?
fucked up. Like that's a toxic thing. To be like, if you choose him, we're not going to accept you or something. Like, what the fuck?
Right? Well, it was like using their kids as like a leverage. Like, well,
Yeah.
I don't want you to come see my kids if he's around. Like, that's super unhealthy. And I don't
Yeah.
want this to create any problems because, like, I don't know. I think people do know who my ex is, but like,
Mhm.
she's not a bad person and she's not a terrible person. And like, I don't know. I don't think her families are terrible people, but like, I don't.
It's just a unique
No clue who it
scenario
is.
Yeah.
I'm
where
okay with that.
That's okay.
Yeah, I think it was just like strain happens on a relationship, and sometimes you're tested, and this was a moment of being tested, and unfortunately, it was a negative time in your life for both of you, and like sometimes like you have to go through the trials and tribulations of that stuff to actually learn life lessons, like you jumping into something maybe it could have been too fast, or it could have been like you didn't like fully consider like all the ramifications, and now you're more like assertive and you know what you want and like how to pace a relationship. And like the only way you're gonna learn stuff like that is by getting burned. Like you need to make mistakes.
I think
And,
people also put their cards on the table so quickly. Like that's what I did with my last relationship. Like everything about me, boom, it just shotgun blast, scatter.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
I don't think it
But
is
I also
either, but you still have
Pacing is important though.
But
you
yeah,
still have to pace new experiences and growth.
I was gonna say one of the things that I don't like to learn everything about someone instantly. Because like
That can really like change your opinion of somebody fast. Not to like judge people
yeah,
off like basic information, but like let's say you get to meet somebody and you want kids and they don't, that could be like an immediate like, okay, well, if
I
we want to
think-
build our lives together, this won't work. You're
I
just
think
gonna
that's-
like find problems.
I think that's a valid thing to throw out earlier than later. But like
Definitely. But
even just little things about someone, like some of the stuff that they like, or like I don't know. I feel like just when you are like, this is me as a person. These are my hobbies. These are my music genres. These are the things that I do when I get home. These are the things that I do to relax after a stressful. Like, I feel like not having things to learn about someone as you grow throughout your relationship, just like
It's exciting and healthy.
yeah, like you should always be able to learn something about your significant other. You should always be able to like figure new things out and plan things out, and like I don't know, it's
Until you hit social
Also a
security
problem with-
checks. That's probably how it should be.
Yeah.
It's also a problem with online dating too, and people try to get to know each other so fast because they make snap judgments before you even get to meet in person. Because I've had that problem with online dating.
Well, you don't.
Where you're like, okay, this is me. Like, this is the stuff I like. Like, I'm not trying to be like, hey, I'm a serial killer. He's gonna come kill you now. Like, you know what I mean? You're just like, I'm this guy. I do this. Like, I like video games, whatever. To be like, oh, he's a nerd. Like, you know what I mean? And then they'll just not meet up with you, or like,
Dude,
whatever.
honestly,
So it's just like that's happened to me before. So
Yeah, you hit it right on the head, like the nail on the head. I think the absence of sex is what harms online relationships the most because, I mean, we're all adults here. One of the ways you get to know your partner is through sex, and when you cut that out, you have to like hyperinflate everything else. So like,
I mean,
that's true.
the other
There
thing
is
about
a
it is
heightened
trust.
sense of everything else. Yeah. Also
You-
trust. Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing behind the screen when I go to bed. I don't know what you are doing when you wake up,
Right.
right? Like, you say you're going out for drinks with one of your old friends. I say, okay, have fun. In the back of my head, it's like, who is this friend? Do I remember if that's actually a person that, like, like there's, it's a trust thing.
yeah,
And
so
like, I've been cheated on before, so having trust is hard, but also like, my brain has been a lot better at it. But I don't know if you guys ever
Yeah.
feel like this when you have like a gut feeling about something that you just actually feel it in your gut, even though your brain says it's okay. Your gut's like, something's up,
Yeah.
something's wrong, something's
Yeah,
fucking.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
get anxiety IBS.
Same.
Yeah.
Mm,
I had one of those
Anxiety-
been
today.
there.
Anxiety make me shit.
Had one of those.
Anxiety makes me plugged up. Actually, it's the opposite.
Okay, no,
Yeah, it does that for me.
Hey, I'm anxiety.
Dude, thanks for plugging me up.
Oh,
bro.
I just shit all over the place.
Oh my god. I made a dookie in your chair.
He's so
Yeah,
repulsed
that's-
by me.
You're right about like online stuff. I mean, since I was a creator, there's been like a couple women that I've like talked with that have met me from my stream,
hmm
and it's just,
This guy's the fucking Rizzler. The fuck?
I mean, it's been 6
Ah.
years, and
Ah,
one of them
okay.
was actually crazy.
Oh, okay.
Like she was the first. She was from
That'll happen.
Tennessee. What? Oh yeah,
That'll
no, it will
happen.
I've
Yeah.
met Prison Joe's mother before as well. Very nice lady.
Like, but the problem is
Big
like for
Cheryl.
me, and this is my biggest issue is I just get obsessed with somebody. Like as soon as any girl
Yeah.
like shows like significant interest, I'm like, I'm yours. Like I'm just fucking.
I don't think-
Head
I'm
over
so
heels.
Ladies.
I feel
Ladies.
that. I'm a both feet in the door kind of person. I feel that.
Yeah, and it's really bad when it's online
Yeah,
because
it's so easy
again,
to
there's
get hurt and burned.
there's like no physical connection, so you don't know if they're not even catfishing as who they are physically, but like who they are as a person. Like, what's their situation? Like, are they catfishing? Are they?
Mm-hmm.
I've had a few experiences where it's like they're not. I can't even communicate with you openly. Like, surely, like you're hiding something, and then it comes out that they're hiding something, and it's like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? Yeah,
It's hard with any online relationship, like especially with people online. Like you have to go through so many like quote unquote verification checks to know that people are actually real. Like this recent like RS Emma Bell
Yeah.
girl who was
yeah. What
actually
was
just
that?
like
What was that?
Our relationship is
So-
over. She was a catfish. Fuck.
I barely am on Twitter now, but I saw was
So-
it Ivy that posted a screenshot or something.
yeah. So it was I think OSRS Phoebe. I think I don't know her exact handle, but I know she goes by Phoebes or Phoebe on Twitter. She has the golden retriever picture, but
The
she basically
streamer?
was doing like
No,
I think she's
No,
like
no.
It just in the community,
Okay,
just like
not the Phoebe you're thinking about.
not
the,
fee bucks.
Yeah.
no, different person. But I think she basically was like doing like an undercover like sting operation, trying to like figure out if this person was truly a catfish because it was like proposed as like a woman like chatter streamer person, like personality online who like interacts with posts, and they interacted basically like how a male would. Like it'd be like, drop your thirst trap picture under this, and then it would be like her in a bikini like on the beach or something, and then she's just like, this doesn't add up, like this is just a little bit like there's just like all these dots are connecting for her.
Mhm.
And I think she basically found the original pictures because you couldn't reverse image search them, they just like wouldn't show up, but they were like on like somebody's like MySpace or like something like very like not easy to find in search engine optimization. But it got caught that they were actually impersonating this person, and this Phoebe girl messaged her sister and was basically like, this person's impersonating you, just wanted to let her know, because the person was actually taking photos inside of the person who actually was getting catfished as this person had a child, and they were like taking photos in their child's bedroom and like had prescriptions with like the full like blasted name on it, and it was just like they were just like reusing their images because, for one, like, you know, you just upload an image, you don't think it's going to be reused.
Yeah.
But there's just some weird person impersonating you and like profiting off of this in some way, whether it's like social karma or whatever it is, like trying to farm likes or trying to build a personality to like exploit people. It's just it's crazy because this happens like all the time. We don't know that it's actually happening, but
Yeah.
RS Emma Bell got exposed.
You know what we need to do?
Sounds
we need
hot.
To, we need to go back. We need to go back to the days where you have to post a card. The
I read
fucking
it, little
this is me.
this is me dated. You know, like
Yeah.
we need to go back to those days.
That's gonna be a
But you can
cameo.
still Photoshop those,
Also,
by the
you
way.
know, the shoe on head fucking.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
the
the
fan sign and the
4chan.
finger mustache,
Yeah.
bro. It rocks.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder. Yeah, no, that's
just bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't
it's still,
care.
like-
There's been a bunch
unfortunately.
of RS3
I mean-
catfishes, which is interesting.
I just don't get baited by stuff like that, and I don't know. Even like, and women in the scene, it's like I'm never gonna actually hit on anyone because I won't e-date. So, except
what if she was really
I
cute
would.
though?
Andrea Botez is very cute, but I'm going to.
The one exception.
That's
Andrea
the one
Botez,
exception.
please message him.
The one exception.
Is Andrea the older one, or who's the older or
She's
younger?
Younger
22.
sister.
She's the younger one. So, is it weird
Who's
for?
the-
She's the one.
what's the-
She's the
what's
one.
the
She
older
does.
one's name?
She does DJ mixes. You might like them actually. Well,
Dude.
they're techno, but I don't know.
I like them. You know, they're pretty good.
Yeah, I mute the stream. It's great. No,
Mm.
I'm kidding. Wait, what's her
Okay.
what's her older sister's name?
Alex.
Alex Botez.
Oh, it's just Alex. Okay, yeah.
It's
Because
just
they were
Alex.
the chess. the
Alex
Chess
is
sisters.
really
Why are you
high
smiling
right
so
now.
Chess sisters.
That's just me, baby.
Oh.
Because
he's
No,
we
not
were
you.
talking
I was
about the catfish
not
thing.
you,
and
not
I-
you, not you, not you. I was talking about
Oh,
Beandip. Beandip
okay.
just started smiling. I thought he was
Because
talking about Alex
look at
Botez,
Alex's
and then I saw
face.
over at you.
That's why I'm smiling.
Oh, you guys talking about me?
Me? Yeah,
No
I got
way.
catfished like 3 years ago. All
Did
she
you?
did was make me. All he did was make me play New World. So like, it wasn't that bad.
It was a
Dude.
guy.
It was Uber.
That was me and my New
Uber,
World
why'd you
archive.
do that, man? And then you
I
had to, and then
socially
you
engineered
forced
him and he
him to
gave
get
me-
into the
Dude,
podcast.
he didn't even
Gave me
need to put a
gold,
ball
bro,
cap
let's
on
go.
for the wig.
Wait,
Yeah,
have
the
you actually
powdered
been
wig.
catfished?
Yeah, like that.
It was a dude.
I don't know. I don't know.
You never
They-
voice chatted? It was just all.
Dude, that's the crazy thing. We did, and that's why I was so sure.
Really?
Because like, dude, this person went through some crazy Hollywood voice training, bro. I'm
Whoa.
telling you,
Were they?
it was the most insane shit.
Voice
what,
actor.
what was the reason? Like, were they trying to get money from you?
No,
Just for fun,
Some-
just shits and giggles.
Sometimes it's just to
wanted to
build
play-
relationships.
maybe
You'd
they
be
just wanted a
surprised.
friend to play New World with. I don't know.
Yeah.
So was their profile like some really cute girl that?
Yeah, and like I even reverse image searched the pictures myself
Hmm.
because like just I'm
You can never
at
be too
first
careful.
I was like,
Due
okay,
diligence,
it's
due
like
diligence.
she didn't want to. Yeah, they didn't want to voice chat for like a week, and I'm like, that's kind of weird. So like, I got suspicious, right?
Yeah.
And nothing came up, nothing. And then after about a week, we did voice chat, and like, literally, it made me feel more at ease about my like suspicions. Like, it was that convincing. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
You're a pretty good judge of character too. So it's like very.
I pride myself on my judge. I'm almost never wrong about people.
Okay, I need to
general.
Yeah.
I need to ask this. Like, if somebody, I mean, Ubaru and I kind of talked about it, so Ubaru would probably know a little bit more of the details. I won't go into the details, but like, if you're talking with a female who you are 99.9% sure they're not catfishing, but they're and you guys are kind of e-dating, you know, we're kind of e-dating. What would be any other reason they wouldn't want a voice call? Is it? I mean, I'll hear it from you guys first.
So,
But and
I
we
don't know,
had
it was
we
just-
had voice call before.
and
So-
you're saying like this person, this hypothetical person, like wouldn't be a catfish, or I'm just sure that they're not.
No,
Like,
Like,
I'm sure they are who they say they are at this point,
Mhm.
but they don't want to call. So when
They don't
Ubaru
want-
and I
but
were
they don't
talking,
wanna call.
Ubaru's thing was there's a lot of women that just want the kind of fantasy, and it's
Yeah,
easy to
do
get
they-
it with an online thing.
did they
yeah.
flirt in the
and-
DMs?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
they're seeing another guy too. That's my diagnosis.
But
Yeah, I
why
almost
wouldn't
feel
they?
like at that
So
point
that
they-
would be the reason they don't want a voice call.
It's like
But
You want a
why would
voice
they-
call?
it's a
when
thing
you're-
where they would want to keep you at arm's length, or like the only other thing that I could think is like if they were genuinely like sick, right? Because like that
Mhm.
was the case with the person doing it to me, is that they just said that they were like insanely sick. So I was just like, okay, whatever. It's like I'm not gonna be the asshole to be like, no, you fuck you, no, you're not getting this call.
Yeah. Well,
But,
because
like-
I just wonder on my end, like, I don't think there would ever be a situation where
Yeah.
I'm into a girl and I'm not, and they're asking, like, hey, you want to call? Like, I would be like, no. Like, I'm,
Yeah.
because even
yeah,
if I was
no.
scared, like, the fact that they want to would make it be like, okay, I'm comfortable doing that now because you want me to. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, there's no like
bizarre.
yeah, if you're like at a point where you're e-dating someone, I mean, even just in the talking stage, like I don't think there's any real valid reason besides over a long period of time for not like voice chatting.
Mm.
to
Or
some
like
degree.
if they were like
Or-
mute or something, like they actually just can't
Yeah,
speak,
yeah,
then that would be like a
yeah.
unique scenario. But
But like, I
it's
had talked to
generally
them
like
before.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
the
So
weird
it's like
part.
if you've
with
talked to them before, then
Yeah.
And then like one day they're just like,
It's
I
not
don't
just
really-
one
I
day.
can't
It's just like I'm always uncomfortable being like, do you want a voice call? Because generally when I ask, they're like, I don't want to, and
Yeah.
I'm still like
Yeah.
trying to build.
Why don't you
up
ask
that,
for their
like,
number?
So
trust.
actually, I've had kind of like the same thing where someone just like, it's not that they didn't like to, they just like, I don't know, they just didn't like to be in a call and talk.
Yeah, yeah.
And
that's
I
what
think-
that's what I see it as. But I'm like, is there any other reason it could be?
Get their phone number and call them on the
I
phone.
don't know. It could be, there could be other reasons, but there are people who at the end of the day just kind of don't really want to do that kind of stuff. And I think it's fine to not want to like.
There's definitely more
partake
antisocial
sometimes,
people.
But
There
the other
is
thing is
yeah.
you also have to realize that like if you're trying to form an online relationship with someone and you can't do the things that are
Progressing
an online relationship, then like what are you doing? Because
Exactly.
you only have so many outlets in an online relationship where video calls, voice calls, watching things together, playing
Basic
things together,
communication.
you know?
Yeah.
Sex.
What
That's
did you
part
say,
of
Alex? Say it louder.
I said e-sex.
I mean, it isn't like, I don't know, there's sharing photos of yourselves,
course.
explicit or not, right?
Put that pussy on the
There-
phone.
Those are steps of an online relationship because that's all you can
Babe,
do.
can you moan again? You lagged out.
So
Yeah.
I
Can
think
you take
it's
the noise
situation to
suppression off?
situation, and like if that
Sorry.
person was hiding something because they were, then like that's just a scummy person and it's not your fault. If that person
Would you ever get into a no, sorry for interrupting. Would you ever get into a relationship with a girl that had kids?
Yeah.
I think I could, depending on the age of the
Not
kids.
one kid.
Yeah.
Kids.
As long as she was hot
Well,
and rich.
I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of children, and I don't think I'll ever have children. At least, like, it's not my plan to.
Mhm.
It's not that I'm not open to it. I just don't have the plan to do it.
Mhm.
But I don't hate kids. I
Mhm.
just don't want my own.
You wouldn't prefer them.
I would hella marry a woman
But
with
also,
kids.
I think I could
I
like.
would do it if I loved her. Yeah.
I think if like the kid
A lot of
was
responsibility,
8
though.
or older, like I don't know, I don't really want to go through that like child, baby, like toddler phase because I don't know, I'll be honest. Okay, I don't hate kids. I hate babies.
I love babies.
I hate babies. People will be like,
Babies
"Oh,
are
isn't this
adorable.
baby so cute?" I'm like, dude.
If it was somebody
no.
else's baby, I wouldn't feel the same.
Okay.
Like if it was like somebody else's baby that I now had to take care of partially, then I
Yeah.
wouldn't be as big of a fan of the baby.
Mhm.
I'd be like,
I'd
"You little
rather
bitch." No.
be a father to.
I love babies though. They're adorable.
Well,
I don't know,
I don't know if you guys have ever like had a stepdad. Oh wait, Ubaru does. I think. Sorry to dox. But I
Don't we all have stepdads?
I don't.
I think.
Well,
Okay.
I'm
Everybody
not-
except Saeder.
my stepdad wasn't a stepdad. He was the dad who stepped up. So.
Damn.
So,
that's bar.
I-
Write that down.
I would definitely rather be a father to an infant, a stepfather to an infant, so I can actually grow with the child. Because coming in
Yeah.
when they're in their early teens is like,
Yeah, like
it's not
13.
easy.
That's pretty rough. That's when they get rambunctious and they like hate you.
But at least you
Like,
know
even
it's
hate
almost
them
over.
on.
At least you know it's
Oh,
only a few more years.
What do you mean over? You stay in contact with
Until
your
they're like out of your
Dude,
house. Until they're out of the house.
out of the house, but that doesn't mean the mother still doesn't care and will be sending money or going to
Of
events.
course, of course.
So I mean, it just, you know, you
I
have
know,
to try
that's,
harder.
That's what's complicated.
Mhm.
If the opportunity presented itself and it was like, let's say like this person had 2 kids, right?
Mhm.
If they didn't want any more kids, I would not be interested because I personally want to have a kid of my own as well.
Mm.
And I would love the opportunity to like usher in these kids as like part of like if I can join the family, I would have no problem
Mhm.
with that. But I also want to have my own kid, and I feel like that's
Mm.
fair.
What
That's
if
like a fair
they-
Yeah,
compromise.
that
I
is.
feel like.
What if they propose to you? Not the kids. Never mind.
How common is it for the woman
I wasn't
to
even thinking
propose?
the kids, but
I don't know if it's common, but I don't think I'd hate it if it happened.
I would love. I mean, I'm.
There's definitely-
That's
I'm a
awesome,
beta, so
guys.
Fucking
Yeah.
proposed to me already. I can say
it's
no or
definitely
yes.
become more like common. Like I've definitely seen like the role reversal happen a lot more, like the last like 5-10 years.
I'd
Like, especially on
RKO.
social media.
I would RKO my girlfriend if she proposed to me. Just saying.
RKO.
put her head in a arm lock, you know, like here you go, honey. No,
Um,
say no.
I'm seeking out a relationship, but I don't also seek it out. Like if it happens, it happens, and I want it
Yeah.
to happen. But like,
Ladies.
Do you worry about time passing?
Ladies.
Who want
No.
me? Who want me?
I don't
Cool with
know.
it.
I'm still young and dumb. Like I'm 25, and I still feel like I'm like,
Oh, I thought when you said 25 earlier, you were 25 like years ago.
No.
You're only 25?
Yeah.
You're.
I got so
God.
much time. I'm young. I'm dumb.
Oh, you're so chill. Wait, how old are?
Sebe.
Oh, wait, how old are you, Alex?
Guess how old
Coconut
everyone
Bean?
is.
29. I turned
I think.
30 next year.
Okay, next year you said?
Mhm.
What month?
June.
Damn, bro.
No way. Me too.
Yeah.
Nice.
You guys are fucking old.
I'm June 6th, 30.
Yeah, how
turning
come
30.
Alex?
That's
was
my
lying about what day his
stepbrother's
birthday's on
birthday.
again?
I think Coconut Beandip's 26,
I am.
and I think
Yeah.
Ubaru's
I'm 29.
29. Yeah.
How come Alex is lying about his birthday again?
Dude,
Is it
Because
the
he's high
bit?
and he's getting paranoid.
Nah, that shit.
He's like, don't say the
Mason's
actual
referring to, I think it was last calendar year. I said, I think it was 20.
It's 2
23.
calendar years ago, I think.
Yeah. I don't know why I said calendar year. I'm high. Leave me alone. I posted it was my birthday on Twitter like 5 times because I was like, I hit this point in my life where I was just like, I just don't want anyone to fucking know anything about me.
Oh, damn.
So I was just like, oh, today's Mason's birthday. I'm gonna post it's my birthday too, and that's what started it. I was like, I'm gonna do this every month for like 5 months.
Dude, you're like
It was
Beandip.
awesome.
Beandip
Dude.
will be like, guys, just got my infernal cape, and then he'll post it every month like a psychopath, and everybody believes him. The only person who caught him was Six Scythe. It was the only person who caught him. So far, I think.
His is next. Oh, I posted a Rocky pet twice in one day
Yep.
from 2 different accounts, and it got interactions.
Dude,
Yeah, you were
I
like,
don't think you
got
realize
this
that-
like 8 months ago, and you're like, I got it again.
if
It's like,
people
okay.
don't know you, like your accounts or anything like that, then people believe it. I know
Yeah,
people who used
It's
to
just
post
funny.
old people, like other people maxing, and would repost them maxing, and people just like it because they don't look at
Yeah.
the fucking Twitter handle who posted it. They just say,
It's like 2018.
"Oh, this guy maxed." Yeah. Oh,
Dude,
there's one
it
thing.
happens to
fucking, there's this guy-
me. I thought
I had to mute Reed because of just how much, like, this is like a year ago or something. 'Cause what was he doing? He's just like retweeting random shit of his own from
I
4
remember.
years
I
ago.
remember
I'm like,
that exact
I'm
like
like,
length of time.
dude, like, I love you, Reed, but dear God, you got to stop this.
Reed,
And then I
I
met him in
have you
person.
muted. By the way,
we were able to like hug it out, but I'm like, I had to actually mute him because
me too. It's not a joke, Reed. You are muted. Thank you.
Dude,
You
you guys
are-
also muted you by everybody in the community.
Yeah.
Got him.
That's why I have no shame.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
hey, thanks
I
for the
think-
resub, by the way, Coconut Beandip.
Did he just do that right now?
No, it was a couple days ago.
Laser.
He just tried to jump scare you with an alert. He's like, hey, are you still alive?
I feel like some people are so afraid to like unfollow or block or mute people because they think it's like
Yeah.
a social suicide. I don't know.
I don't think.
Some people take social media so seriously.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's because they can imagine somebody else taking it seriously.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so they're like, oh, I don't want to hurt their feelings in case they're down or something. Or
Mm-hmm.
Dude, no, somebody
I've
take that website. way
I've
too
blocked a
seriously.
lot of people. I've shadow banned so many people on my YouTube too.
You can do
Oh,
that.
right. That's where like you can like permanently hide their comments, right? But they think that
Yeah.
they're commenting. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a cool feature.
It
They
is
need that for
cool. I
Twitch.
mean, it's pretty easy to realize it. I feel like you just go to like a private browser, just look up the same video and just see if your comment's there. And if it's not, it's like, okay, I'm hidden.
If
Yeah.
you block the user instead of blocking, does that block them from your stream? Like if you block
no.
from Twitch or YouTube?
No.
What are
on
you talking about?
Twitch.
No,
so-
it doesn't.
So I have a couple
There's an
people
option-
blocked and I never see them in
Yeah.
chats and it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
Mm.
one.
'Cause there's an
person
option.
blocked.
There's an option when you stream where you can actually
I know,
prevent
Mason.
people from watching your stream.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one person blocked
On Twitter?
on Twitch.
What about on Twitter? You have a bunch? What about
A
you?
decent amount. I have some
Okay.
people who like I don't. It's not even that I don't like them. I just hate like I don't. It's like I'll say it out loud. I have Mitchy Fox blocked on Twitter. I
What,
don't
you
like.
don't like his,
Dude.
you
I
don't
don't
like his
like-
poses on the...
I
What
just
the
don't like.
fuck?
I just don't like RuneScape merch because I think it's all just like
Mm.
kind of cheap design. I don't know.
I
If I
think
want to buy RuneScape merch, I'll buy
No.
it from the official RuneScape stuff. I just I
Mm.
don't know. I'm also not gonna go out and wear a Jad tee anywhere.
I mean,
don't
it's
know.
Yeah.
it's for certain people who want like RuneScape affiliated
Yeah.
designs. You know, it's not for
Well,
everybody. Look at this guy wearing the merch. No
what the fuck is
way.
that?
Yeah, this guy
I don't
loves
know.
Mitchie Fox.
I have no problem with Mitchie. You know, it's like what he's doing is cool. I just
You
don't.
just see a bunch of reposts of like, hey, everyone like and comment on this to get a free
I don't care. I don't want to see it. I don't want to deal with it. I could just mute him, but also like.
So I can't mute them because they sometimes are thirsty under people's posts, and I find that funny because I kind of do the same bit, so I like to chime in on their posts.
Yeah,
You're saying,
hoping that one day they'll message me back.
Sure, buddy.
reply guy type beat.
Yeah. I think.
I don't know. It's like I don't know. I just don't want to see it, and the easiest way to not see something is to completely remove it.
I blocked, like, I remember anything that was like really close to nudity. I would just instantly block the account. So like as soon as Sasha Spitz entered the scene, I was just like,
I should have done the same.
I was just like blocked, and
Can
like I
that
have to
bitch
do
got
it
me a
for my
ban,
career.
bro.
It's like if I'm pulling up Twitter on my stream, I can't have some girl's asshole spread.
Oh yeah, I can't either.
And I don't want to see
like
porn
I keep
on
that
my
on the
timeline.
other Twitter account.
Like I don't want. I just genuinely like. Trust me. I love titties. I love asses, but I just don't want to see it. On
It's
my
one you're scrolling through RuneScape, funny RuneScape. This guy's posting about whatever RuneScape. It's an ass RuneScape. Like oh, I'm in the fucking Taco Bell parking lot eating my taco, and here's just a random girl's fucking asshole. Great.
Holy
No,
shit!
I get it.
2 months, in the last like 2 months too, I feel like it's gotten like so much worse. I genuinely see my timeline as like an uphill battle. I'm like Sisyphus rolling the fucking boulder, bro, and I'm trying to like more like cool art and all this other stuff that's like not just naked bitches on my timeline. And
you just gotta
still
start blocking
just every
them.
day it's more and more and more, and I'm like, no, I don't want to see this, not interested. Like this picture, like this one of like cool art, whatever, RuneScape post.
I never go on the For You either. It always magnets me to For You, and I instantly am like, give me back to fucking follow.
I like the For You because like I don't know, there's cool people out there that I don't follow, and like occasionally I'll come across a cool post or a really funny picture I normally wouldn't have seen because
For You has some funny
reason,
shit, but the problem is Twitter's like really racist, like the posts. And I know this is like outing my timeline, but for a week or two, I was just getting racism about Indian people, which is like so opposite to me because I just like I despise that shit. Racism, not Indian people. I just want to be clear.
No, you built that brick by brick, buddy.
I know,
your FYP knows you
the
like
Twitter
back of its hand.
The Twitter For You page is so. If you click on
So
a
hit or
tweet,
miss.
if you click on a tweet picture, even by accident, it thinks that you're interacting with it. If you're scrolling through and you're stopping, it thinks you're interested in whatever you're looking at.
The camera on your phone's looking at your eye movement. Like it fucking knows if you're like glued to something, even if you're not touching anything.
Like the For You page is so. I feel like even when I hit like don't show this isn't relevant, I don't want to see it. It doesn't make stuff go away. I don't know if you guys know about that like Luigi guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just completely like blocked the term Luigi on my For You page because even when I said I don't want to see this,
it would just show you a different account posting the same shit.
What about the new Luigi's Mansion? You're gonna miss the release.
You're talking about
not the CEO guy.
Mario,
Luigi, the man. I love Nintendo games.
WarioWare.
Where is he?
Who played that game?
I'll be right back. I have to go get something. Emergency.
Dude, fucking WarioWare on the GameCube was lit.
No, on the Wii. On the Wii was better.
The Wii? Oh, the Wii one? I never played that one.
The Wii one was
I only
better.
ever had the GameCube one. Shit. Yeah, fuck it.
This guy actually
I'll
got
buy a Wii.
DoorDash. I have a steak in my fridge that I've salted, and I'm letting it. It's on a tray right now, and I'm gonna sear it up for tonight.
Nice.
Yeah, got some chili oil to eat with it. Goated.
Yummy. I don't really like making steaks at home. If I'm ever getting a steak, I like it at a restaurant.
Yeah, get it like professional.
Are you saying I can't cook a steak, Alex?
I'm saying not. I can't.
I don't like to have a steak a lot because I like to treat them special. I guess if that makes sense. Like go to a restaurant, you get your New York, your 16-ounce strip or New York sirloin, like, and it's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
When you have when you have one at home all the time, it's kind of like.
Yeah, I'm only eating meat, so I don't have very many options.
I mean, there's lots of meat choices.
Yes, they're I guess I could defrost them in the sink, but
Got one right here for you.
I got
buddy.
cod today. I went grocery shopping today.
Dude, Alex has some rock on.
Yeah.
Rock hard.
On our group iron, like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and Mason was doing a quest or looking at a quest guide, and he was
Yeah.
like, I need a raw cod. And I was like, yeah, I'm raw cod. Raw cod right now.
Rock cod. Yeah, well, I'm not from the East Coast, like most of you degenerates. So,
You've never had scrapple?
I'm not.
well, Alex is.
Oregon.
Is Old Bay seasoning really that good?
Yeah,
Pretty
dude.
good. I remember Colton brought it to TwitchCon. He brought the chips.
Yeah, dude.
He brought the hot
fucking-
dogs.
The chips that me and him grew up on, bro.
Man.
The fucking Old Bay seasoned chips. They rock.
I feel like
Sorry, can I just
Colton only.
quickly-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. You can.
I was just gonna say I feel like Colton speaks at like 100% all the time, and I love it.
Love
What
that
do you
guy.
mean 100%?
Like volume wise.
He's just
Oh.
always like this is his
Yeah.
voice. I
Yeah.
was gonna say, when we brought up Sasha Spitz, is it cringe to like kind of hate like that everything is just like sexualized and people idolize her for like whatever? Like, does that make sense? Like, I know a lot of
Yeah,
people.
it's a little cringe. I love being horny, so
Yeah.
Okay,
sorry.
this guy's
But I
edible
literally-
started wearing off a little bit. It's like I'm not against
Calm
someone against someone fucking like getting their bag, but I don't know. I've been watching this TikTok person who is like definitely a very traditional wife, but they don't sexualize the stuff they do, and they do cooking videos and like they make martinis and stuff. And I
Mhm.
showed it on stream. People were like, "You just like her because she's hot." It's like, yeah, she's an attractive woman, but I genuinely sit there and I like learn something and I enjoy the content, and it's not about tits and ass. And like, I don't know, is that I feel like I don't know. It's weird to not like non-sexualized content. Like,
There
I'm
is-
a
I find
loser.
it very refreshing finding a woman that's streaming and like it's nothing about it is sexualized, but they're attractive. It's like
Yeah.
this is great. This is so refreshing.
So I feel like there is like a very weird boundary because you're afraid of immediate pushback because it's like, oh, you're anti woke basically. And I don't think it's anti woke to like be put off by sexual content. What I think the issue is that people think the slope is too slippery into having a modicum of decorum to religious zealotry of conservatism. And I think that's like a really false equivalency. So it's also like for streamers too, they really have to curate what they look at because you can't pull things up on stream. So
Uh-huh.
No, not at all.
It is. I don't know. Scrolling through Twitter is just too scary.
yeah, it's like if you want to,
It's great.
you would just go watch porn if you really wanted to see something sexual. Like, and I hate opening Twitter in public because of it. But I do it anyway because I'm a fucking man, and I'll
Chad.
you know what I'm saying.
The other thing is like people aren't looking at your phone. Like they're not looking over your shoulder to see.
But
what
then
you're
you got
doing.
but then you got the people like recording like the 7-year-old man looking at like the subway or whatever. You always see those tweets where he's like, "This dude's a freak."
Well, I think that's one thing when you
So
look over
sometimes
and
I
this
do-
guy's scrolling through different. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
How does that even happen? Like, I don't get strip clubs. Like, do you just go with your boys and go get a boner? Like, I don't like get how
Oh,
people can be
yeah.
horny and
Oh,
You get a
you
rock
just go
hard.
to the,
You
you
get a
go
rock
to the
hard.
fucking
Rock
strip
hard.
club. You get horny with the fucking boys. What's your problem?
I don't know. Like, I'm
Dude,
not
I've always thought
anti-sex
that
work.
strip clubs were so silly,
I-
just as a
Yeah,
activity to do.
I think what I'm anti is like people who do like sex work and then they get upset when people interact with them about it, and it's like, isn't that what you do though? Like if I sold furniture and somebody talked about furniture with me, I'd be fine with
Freak
it.
out on them. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So like,
No,
I don't know.
I don't know. And I think that also depends on how you feel towards your like job or whatever.
I mean, you also
'Cause,
got
like definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, on like a more normalized scale, I guess. Like when I worked at a bank, having people text and call me constantly about like banking stuff was fucking annoying. Like it wasn't annoying the first time or the second time, but when people are constantly doing it, it's you know, even though you're
A
just an
lot.
isolated situation, they probably have 50 instances of it happening on both before and after your instance. You know what I mean?
No, I guess that
And
makes
it's also
sense.
just I mean, if you're in like the sex work industry or whatever, it's like you already know, like you already have like so many like defenses up just because you understand what you're doing. And so like
Yeah.
people talking about it openly, it's like it's not just like, oh, you're a fucking banker or you're a lawyer. It's like you don't have to build up walls.
You're a harlot.
Actually, I'm an accountant.
Nah, well,
That's what
Also-
all of them say. They always
It's also
put their
yeah.
shit
Okay.
as accountant is their job description.
I'm a equity manager of funds, and I'm a CEO of managing money, basically.
CEO of making people come. Sorry.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
CEO
I-
of Raw Cod.
I think it's
Potential
it's so hard to like differentiate that, especially like if people who do sex work are in like social spaces, like if they're like streaming and stuff, like it's hard too, because like it depends on how like the level you are with your community as well. Like say like you're a streamer who does OnlyFans and like you stream like a game like RuneScape where you have a small amount of people who like watch and engage with you and you become friends with them. They're like in your community and then they view you as like a sex object. That in itself can be disheartening because you're like, okay, well, these people are coming in here with like a false sense of security, and then like their whole opinion of you shifts because of what you do for work. Like this is like a job to you, and sure, it's like an enjoyable job, but at the same time, I could see like how like both sides of it. Like I could see how Beandip's like has the opinion where like if you do this for work, you should have this type of expectation.
not on Twitch though.
But
Like if people are doing that in your
No,
chat,
just
that's not
right.
okay.
Like in general, like I can understand like from a like top down perspective of just like only doing that, right? But I can also see like the very small intimate situations with that being an issue. So I see it on both sides, but it's hard to pinpoint.
Can I just say, like, I think, like, I don't want to, like, there's men who are scums who are love to just like, you know, send unsolicited dick pics.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know if I don't know if I actually should even really talk about it, but also I kind of don't care. But
Go for it.
there's this one female person who, their whole thing was, you know, being a whore, and when people would DM them kind of like more egregious sexually things, they would get mad at them for it.
And they would leak it.
Yeah,
Mm.
I don't know if you
So like sex
I mean,
baiting.
yeah, well, I mean, you know, when you have a slut locked Ironman, if you know who I'm talking about.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think.
maybe. I mean, probably. I just
Elon
don't,
Musk?
I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah. That guy.
I don't know. Like, it feels bad to say like, oh, if you're, you know, this kind of person, you're asking for it, but also like, you can't get mad at people who are behind a screen and with a, you know, with nothing going on, that like when you're acting slutty and, you know, tweet things that are like definitely sex baiting, you can't get mad at people for responding to it and DMing you.
I mean, you can if you want, but
You
like
can, but, like-
you have to expect it at that.
Yeah,
at that
like
point.
that's like the thing that I mean is like, don't you expect people to like DM you like, wow, I want to have sex with you, you know, like
I think it's like, at least how I kind of have seen it is like, it's seen as like more progressive to be in sex work. Like this is just like a career choice at this point. And so they're trying to portray like, okay, this is, and it is unacceptable. It's unacceptable, obviously, to harass anybody
Of
through like their
course.
DMs and stuff.
yeah.
And I think they're just pointing that out. And like, it's just bizarre though, that you're free to, you know, post your asshole on everybody's timeline.
Mhm.
And then, you know, you get one like weird fucking penis on your
Yeah.
DMs and it's like end of the fucking world. But again, I'm not in that scene. And
Yeah.
anytime I see any of it, I just block the accounts. I just don't want to see don't want
Of
to see
course.
any of these accounts going on. It's just I'm not interested.
Yeah,
I am
don't know, it's just-
completely interested. Thank you. Send me anything.
I don't know. Like the whole like, oh, you're wearing less clothes, you're asking for a thing is like that's what's coming to mind when I'm talking about it, because like
But it's
no
not-
one's
you're-
no one's
you're not
asking
saying-
for it,
yeah.
obviously.
It's not as nuanced as like that statement.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's also like extremely demeaning because it's like it just comes into the point of like social media, and like there are people who obviously do stuff for attention. Attention drives into like e-commerce or business. Like let's say you are an OnlyFans creator and you're taking risque photos. You're basically self-promoting yourself to kind of gain intrigue into like, this is my body, this is me. Like I like to work out, I like to do this stuff. They're like, oh, I'm more interested. Let me click on your profile.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like in ways, it is a term of like attention farming, but at the same time, it's like nobody's necessarily saying that statement. It's just people infer like extremes like that. So I think I don't agree with it, but I think like, it's a case by case basis with anything. It's just
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
E-girls. Am I right, guys?
They're all so beautiful.
I think
And
I love women.
I wish they would DM me.
well, men
'Cause I'm too
harass.
afraid to DM them. Sorry.
Oh wait, have you guys ever gotten a DM from an e-girl? Like it was initiated by them and they seem to be honest in
Never.
their intentions.
Never. I'm gonna
Yes.
be honest.
A-
Laugh at me.
A
Never.
couple times, but also like I don't know.
It was out of interest. It wasn't just out of like, hey, friend.
Yeah.
What am I doing
Well,
wrong,
yeah.
guys?
I
I'm
don't know.
definitely. I had the rose tinted glasses on, thinking, I'm like an average looking guy. I'm just a normal looking white guy. I'm just like, I'm not gonna think girls are gonna hit on me, but maybe
Yeah.
that's just like my rose tinted like, whatever, like haha, like sure we can go play Fortnite or we can go hang out, and then like that was basically me getting hit on. And I didn't realize it, and then things are clicking in my brain.
I don't get
Okay,
hit on
this
at
is a
all.
way
I
of-
don't know.
What am I doing wrong, guys?
See, it's like I've had
Beandip,
what
you
Uga
can't
say,
post fucking.
You'll
but
have
I've
your
also
time.
had the opposite where I had a girl messaging me and like she absolutely wasn't shooting her shot, but like she kept asking about like my preferences in girls every time that we would talk, and I'm like, is she trying to flirt with me? Is this her shooting her shot?
This isn't
Like,
a
this is-
bathtub.
It's a weird repeated
I don't know.
conversation. And I found out later, it literally, completely innocently, she was trying to help hook me up with like one of her friends. But I ended up, because of that,
God.
I ended up sliding on her, and like we talked, and it was yeah.
Interesting.
So I've actually had the opposite of that.
Yo,
It was a very
Does her friend still need a boyfriend? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, hook him up. He needs somebody.
guys, what do I need to do?
Stop
Keep
acting
eating
the
meat.
way that you are on Twitter.
I can't.
Okay, yeah.
It's so
You-
fun.
Okay,
Very
no,
easily
you
can.
literally can. You literally can.
You literally can.
First step is to stop. Does to stop trying to rage bait people in replies by making funny posts. That'd be your
It
first
is
step if you
so
actually
easy
want to
to
get hit
not-
on.
Like, be weird on the internet. Just
Yeah.
don't.
Just literally
That's
just try to be
you.
funny without replying to people. Just don't be a reply guy. That'd be my first part of advice.
But that's Twitter.
Um,
You reply.
It's
to
not.
them. Okay.
I mean, you
Some
can.
reply guy stuff is funny, but it's like, I think your type of humor is like targeted towards people you don't necessarily know the best, and
think
it comes
that's okay.
off brash.
I'm just gonna pull up Beandip's Twitter
Some people
and
don't.
click replies.
Don't do that. That's dangerous.
I think
I'm
people
just
are
gonna-
so fucking soft. I'm gonna say it.
No, it's not about being soft, man.
Snowflakes.
I'm just gonna.
Snowflake Ironman.
Hey, you're asking how to get women to slide into your DMs. We're trying to
Yeah,
give you good
that's
advice here.
that's
Okay,
what I
okay,
mean.
I'll be
This
receptive.
actually is good advice. So if you actually want to listen,
Do you think the damage is done, or can I reverse my ways?
You can reverse
your
your
public
ways.
perception is toast.
Yeah.
Like, you need a new account. You need a new persona or something. It's toast for
You
you.
can
I think.
reverse your ways.
You
just-
gotta go through the Emma Bell fucking ritual, bro.
Yeah.
Get a new identity.
Guys, it wasn't me. I'm actually an e-girl. I've been lying to you guys. It's reverse.
one
It's
thing-
reverse Emma Bell.
to just like, I don't know. You can be funny on the internet and not be cringe and weird.
Okay.
Agreed.
That's true.
You can't. It's like if you want Twitter people to like DM you and hit on you, possibly, post pictures of yourself and
Yeah,
don't
you need to
reply
start
to
thirst
people
trapping.
and don't
Thirst
reply
trap.
to people
Yep.
and be like, hey
Don't
man,
reply to people, Beandip.
yeah, basically just don't reply to people at all.
What did I say?
Unless it's like,
I said 2 chisels. Please come meet my mother next. Okay,
Yeah,
maybe
don't say that.
maybe my replies are bad.
don't
That
say
was a
that
good one,
ever.
though.
I would
That
say
one's
it's
funny.
it's funny, but that doesn't get
I'm sure he
people
was
to
amused
like.
by it.
That doesn't
Yeah.
get like sexual attraction. I don't know how else to put it.
Yes. No more.
Also,
First of all, you need
follow
to stream
beautiful,
more.
yeah, follow beautiful women.
What if
Have
Rick?
genuine conversations with people that aren't replying and like
Mhm.
fake thirst trapping them by being like, "Hello, Queen. Your Rapunzel hair shines in the everlasting moonlight, and I want
Would
to."
you like to join
Listen,
my
listen,
concubine?
Listen, is there a
Yeah,
girl that
join
you
my
want to talk to
concubine,
right
that
now,
was crazy.
Beandip?
No.
I want you to
no.
I want you to DM her.
Okay.
I'm six cores deep, and off a Blue Chew in a Walmart parking lot, thinking about you,
Okay. Who do I DM that
And-
to?
dude.
That's Riz.
Whoever you want. I'm 6
Your mother.
cores. I'm 6 cores deep in a
Your
Walmart
mother.
Okay.
parking lot with 3 tubs of ice cream. Like, think about you.
Here's the problem. If he
What's up?
tweeted that, people would think he's the weird personality that replies under
Yeah.
people's tweets. They'd be like, "Hey," but if Mason tweeted that, they'd be like, "Oh, he's making it funny.
Yeah.
Good on
I'm,
Mason."
I'm
you know?
the funny. I'm the funny guy.
Because you're the more serious guy, unless like
Yeah.
somebody like that one guy where you had that tweet like about what was it fight caves or
Yes,
whatever,
Fire
and you were
Cave.
like, we're basically trolling that guy
Yeah.
by doing the Inferno one with the Last Stand and leagues.
That was awesome.
Like yeah, like you're like that's like a unique way to like use levity in that situation when like somebody was trying to like make fun of you when it's like, hey buddy,
that was a unique.
you don't
funny
understand.
because
Yeah.
I can clearly do the Inferno regularly.
Yeah.
I got
Brag
112k views, 600 likes.
Damn,
It
bro.
was a banger.
I
Why
kind
don't
of been on
people
my
like
Twitter game a little
tweets?
bit.
I don't get it. Like,
People like my tweets. I don't know. That's weird.
all right, we need a
The
new
thing-
topic.
if we're gonna be serious, we need to do a Twitter on you. I think
Yeah, we should. After this, I'll
because
make a new Twitter.
you will make a banger like that one where it was like oh my god, Dr. Disrespect. What was that Dr. Disrespect tweet you just
Changed his hours, bro. Grooming hours got
Yeah.
changed.
made? Yeah, and it was like a pet groomer like outside. So that was good. But then you'll be like, man, old people nowadays, man, they suck
They
because
suck.
of this reason. Yeah, and it's like, dude, that's not like a funny tweet, so nobody will interact with that. That's just like a real day like tweet.
Yeah, if
So
you,
I think
if you look,
you merge
Sorry.
real life into like the comedic life, and
Yeah.
then that's where the disconnect happens.
if you look through my tweets, I don't tweet my opinion on shit.
Yeah, we keep it
I-
clean.
But
I
I'm
tweet-
based, so it's different. But I see what you're
Dude.
saying. I see what you're saying, though.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
based, dude. You sound like a virgin.
Is being a virgin
I actually just-
bad?
I actually just laughed out loud. I posted it in chat. This is the first thing I loaded up when I loaded up Twitter.
We're looking.
Least we forget at OSRS
I
Tiana.
just see Alex in the replies, but I just see the
Victim.
cat, and I'm just laughing my ass off.
Victim.
I don't even know what this is about, but I just see the fucking cat with a boner. I'm like, somebody's actually getting offended over it.
The fuck?
What's
No
crazy
one
is you
wants
saw
to
that
see
from
that.
2 years ago. 2.5 years ago. How'd that pop up?
Dude, you know what's really funny?
No, the Tiana tweet. It's a Tiana tweet.
She tweeted 4
Yeah,
minutes
it was
ago.
Oh, was it recently?
The-
Oh,
Yeah, she just
Yeah.
posted it.
The-
It's
the-
the first thing I see on my
I was
Twitter.
reading the DM inside of the tweet. I was like, "How'd you find that
No,
from 2.5 years ago?" I didn't even read that. It was just right now.
OSRS Tiana.
Sorry.
Me and a couple
Yeah.
people clocked that RSM Bell account as a catfish so early on.
Yeah.
It's just so hard to have proof, but like, you can just kind of tell the way people tweet. Like, what the fuck is this 30-year-old mom with kids and a family doing, tweeting about her fucking 120s? Does that make sense
Yeah,
to me?
it's a little weird. Why don't you
120?
go take care of your kids?
The biggest tell was that she played RS3.
Yeah, that's where all the fucking catfishes are.
That's
Yep.
true.
Okay, let me ask you guys this: when you're browsing Twitter and you go to like the reply thread and you see this account is muted and you can see show, like, do you ever
Yeah.
like guess in your head of like who it is?
Oh, 100
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
A hundred times.
Every time. Literally
And then you're
every
like
time.
basically right every fucking
It's
time.
always
Yeah,
pockets.
because it.
It's always poking a beat. Fuck you.
It's like there's a thing of like
Beandip cooked with that one.
there's
That would have been a good tweet. That would have been a good tweet.
there's this collective people that I definitely have muted that reply to a lot of tweets. And if
Mhm.
I open the replies of a tweet, I'm like, who is this number one? Okay, and then I click and I'm like, yep. There's a collective
Yeah.
that of reply guys who don't know that they are just reply guys.
Okay, who's the worst reply guy on Twitter? Can we say
Pockets.
names or no?
Pockets.
I don't even.
It's just
I don't even see
no
that stuff.
no even hate to the guy. He just tweets so much, and I always see his fucking replies. There's like 6 of them a day, and I just don't want to see that. You know what I mean?
I think it's a no hate scenario, but I also agree.
Who's
because
the
I think
second worst then?
you
I knew it.
Yeah,
There we
yeah,
go.
probably.
Runner up,
easily
baby.
you, and then all right, who's number 3?
Number 3, I can't say it actually on the podcast. I have them muted.
What do you mean?
I can't say it.
I don't even know who it would be.
Yeah, you would.
Type who the
Oh,
fuck is
I
it?
know who it is.
It's in
I
chat.
might have this. Yeah.
Can't
Oh.
say.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna talk about that publicly because I could talk about that privately later. But
I mean, it's just, I don't know. The
No,
perception is weird
it's-
because, like, I always talk about how people perceive me wrong, and sometimes I perceive things wrong. I am not one who is at no fault. I have fault of my own, and I usually try to own up to it. It does take me a little bit because I'm not always the best with criticism, but usually I have to sit with it for a second. I'm like, you know what, you're right. And I hate that I'm that way, but you guys are right about the Twitter thing. And I know, Saeder, this has been on your mind. You have me blocked on Twitter too, but like,
I just have you muted.
okay, well, I knew it was one of the two.
Valid.
It was
I didn't want to like go like aggressive mode and block. Just felt
Don't
like
worry, we all have
Yeah.
Beandip muted. All
Dude,
of us.
Saeder was like, I'm gonna pity this peon, dude, and just
I
mute
still
me.
see every fucking one of your replies because I always show the muted accounts. I don't even know why I
You
mute
love it.
accounts at this point because I just keep.
You
It's
love
like
it,
even
baby.
more effort.
Dude.
It's like I'm still gonna fucking click it. Oh my God.
that feature on fucking Discord when you block someone because you don't want to see their shit and it just says blocked account posted and
Yeah.
who's not
Like-
clicking fucking show?
I
Everyone's
Who would it
clicking
be?
show. If you
Who
have
would
the
it be?
power to fucking not click show when you see that shit,
Wait. Isn't there like a? Didn't they get rid of the block feature actually on Twitter or something? Or
it
they
still
changed something?
exists.
No,
but
no, it,
you
it
can
still exists, but the people that you block can still see your posts. They just can't interact with
Mhm.
them.
Yeah.
Mm.
they
pretty
can
dumb.
open up your profile and scroll through, which all that does is defeat the purpose of hitting the switch account button on the bottom left and typing in that.
Well, I have the It's Will mute, so I'll take that as an award.
I don't. Sure, man. Yeah, that's an award.
Did he openly admit to having you muted?
I know he has me muted because I cooked him, bro. He made
You're
her.
one
man,
of
that
many.
is-
I cooked that man. What is he gonna do? Cook me back and have his army fall off?
I'm not
on
gonna
him?
see the tweet. He's muted.
No, he has good tweets, bro. He has good tweets. My friend constantly brings up how I don't like It's Will, and that's not true. I like It's Will. Okay, I just like I made one comment, and like my friend's always like, "It's fucked up how you don't like It's Will. It's so fucked up, bro." And I just
Dude,
I can't take it.
Wait, you don't
anymore.
like It's Will?
Dude, you hate him. What the
I
fuck?
do not.
Dude, I-
It's hey.
He's
spent,
so
like-
funny. He's our new golden boy of the RuneScape community, and you hate him?
I thought that was
I
To
spent,
be
What's wrong with
fair,
you?
the last
to
2
be fair,
weeks
like
with
I
him.
don't really watch Will or anybody that's like reached a certain threshold where you can't even have like interaction in the chat without just like you'll
Yeah.
type stuff and nothing of yours will be read. Like maybe
You're
one
in the
between
ocean. You're in the
messages.
ocean. Yeah.
I'm just like
Valid.
I'm not watching this. I just don't
That's
want to.
valid that like you don't want to watch popular video. I kind of feel like that too.
Yeah.
And like Will
I'll
is
watch,
a,
but I won't chat.
Will's
It's
a close
different.
friend of mine. I
Mhm.
spent the last 2 weeks of him during the last 2 weeks with him in voice chat. Me, him, and Clipper were always in voice during like all our streams, and like I don't know, it's been a really really fun time. But there are definitely times that like I don't know, I do miss when he was a 70 viewer streamer and you could type in his chat and be silly and funny, and like I feel like there's a lot of lost absence sometimes in chatters. I don't know.
People are just so mean to him, and sometimes like being in his chat is a little depressing. And I think like, dude, if I had his chat, I would probably, and like obviously I'm part of the problem. Like I said something, I didn't phrase it negatively. I didn't think it was negative, but it came off to him as negative and it upset him recently. I felt bad about that because like I understand like how bad his chat can be because everybody always thinks everything's a bit all the time. And like I don't know if you've seen me chat in Twitch chats, but I'm not doing a bit all the time. And so like I don't know, it's really
only on
sad.
entry.
Is this a
Generally.
bit? I'm just making sure.
No,
is this
it's
a
not.
bit?
But then
Yeah.
potential bit.
No, I entry with bits because I think I don't know what am I gonna say, and I'll say like I don't know. I just shot and killed a homeless man like Alex or something in a Twitch chat, and
Dude,
Yeah.
it was an unhoused person.
oh sorry,
Yeah.
unhoused.
Dude.
We need to be politically correct about the unhoused people, okay? It is a huge difference.
But
If you want to be
They will be
politically
frowned upon with
correct,
that.
don't just leave it at I shot a an unhoused person.
I feel like Will
Well,
though.
he said you killed them too, but don't forget about that either, you know?
I feel like Will only reads the negative chats sometimes, so because like that's all there is, and so like
Well,
thing
his
is-
method of chatting is he's literally just basically picking out of a sea of people saying things to basically do an improv stand-up act, and that's what you have to like view his stream as now.
Mhm.
Like he's always talking in bits versus like being like, "Hey man, how's your day going?" "Oh, it's pretty good. Like I had chocolate," but like no, he's not gonna like
The thing is,
go into his minutia of that.
when you have 2,000 people come in your chat ask you how your day is, you're not gonna fucking answer every single
Yeah.
person's.
oh yeah,
"How was
that
your
makes
day?"
sense. I have no
No,
idea
it
what
makes
it's
perfect
like.
sense how a streamer like when you're pulling over 1,000 viewers and the chat's active as hell, you have
Yeah.
to readdress like how you stream.
Mhm.
Makes sense.
Yeah, like you're not gonna have like follower alerts that take 5 seconds that go beep 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 because then you're gonna get them every like 2 seconds. It's gonna annoy you.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna have to be like, okay, let's bring this down. Let's make a little sound alert. Let's make a little subscription ping because they're coming in too fast. Like once you like grow so exponentially, like you need to like reformat everything, including like interacting with chat. You can be the
Yeah.
guy who's like, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Hey, I read your name right now. You'd be like Odablock when he starts to stream.
Yeah.
You know,
You
how's it
can
going,
do it
brother
when you
man?
Yeah.
Just like going down the list.
You
Yeah.
cannot do it the whole time. I'm a big advocate of saying what's up to anyone who joins the stream and says anything because I mean
Yep, same.
Yeah.
I'm not a large streamer. I get like I don't know whatever
Like I want
average partner stream is.
like when I'm in a chat, I want my message to be addressed.
Yeah.
Like I just want to be acknowledged basically. And and I try to do the same thing with others. Like there are rare times where my chat is actually just going like too fast and I'll just miss stuff.
Yeah.
And now I multi-stream on YouTube and Twitch, so I'll miss like
That's
mostly
hard in
YouTube
itself,
chats, but
'cause-
that's all right.
Because you get separate chats too sometimes,
Yeah.
like
But,
separate chats individually, so it's hard.
But yeah, like I still see streaming as like if I was a viewer in here, how would I want to be like treated or like would I want to be acknowledged every time I pop in? So
I think that's
Right.
another thing about it as well. I'm so afraid to go in his chat sometimes because I was in a very weird part of my life when I was in his Discord and I was just like really cringe falling down a red pill hole. It was not good. So like I don't like showing up to that community because like I think they rightfully so don't like me. So yeah. I did the get out of a relationship into red pill route. It's like it's the fastest, it's goated for world records, but it's not very fun. So okay, I killed it there, didn't I? Wow.
I don't know. We've kind of just been all hanging out for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's been a banger.
I know. I have 17 gigabytes left. Is that bad?
I mean, we could wrap it up just in case
We
you
can
know
wrap
your
it up.
storage drive fails, and then the podcast just doesn't exist anymore on your end. So that wouldn't be great. But
I need to clean my bathroom before my little brother gets here.
That's why I was late.
I live in
Ooh.
Oregon and the rim's getting the little mold.
I think a little
around it.
3.5 hour podcast is an acceptable length of yapping and chatting.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
only like 2.2 times the amount we normally do.
Yeah.
So guys, if you enjoyed the podcast, this is our first guest, Mr. Saeder. Thank you for graciously coming on to hang out with us
My
and talk
pleasure.
about
Thank you, guys.
life and RuneScape and
Yeah.
all of that. So
You want to shout
Yeah.
yourself out, shout out your social, shout out your whatever you want to say?
Yeah, I stream on YouTube and Twitch at Saeder, Saeder, and I host the Sebe cast. If you guys like podcasts similar to this kind of vibe, I'm also, doing my little podcast over there. I'd love to have like, dude, it would almost be cool to like have a Sebe cast, but you guys are the guests, like all 4. I've never had a 4-man Sebe cast.
Would it technically be 5 men?
Well, I call it
5
4
men?
mans because I call it a 1-on-1, and then I call it a 1-on-2. So this would be like a 1-on-4.
Oh, yeah.
You could do
1v4.
that.
It's like
Yeah, like I honestly, I
guys
love
on
what you guys are
Saeder.
doing, and I just
You could
think
do
it's great. So like, keep it up.
Thank you.
Podcasting
Yeah.
ultimately is just consistency, and like I would love to give you guys a fucking shout out if I could in any way. So getting you guys on
Yeah.
eventually would be great.
Thank you.
Give
Thank you.
the
Yeah, thanks,
Saeder
man.
fans
Just
a
go
little bit
on.
of 4-on-1 action.
4
Punishment.
guys on Saeder. Let's go. Yeah,
We'd love to be your first.
My 4th.
Yeah.
Well, guys,
Yeah, you're probably sick of us by now, but thanks for
Thank
watching.
you. Check out
Consider
Saeder.
checking out all our links. Check out Saeder. Check all our links.
Subscribe
in
to
the-
these guys.
Yeah.
Links in description.
And we might have a new guest on the next episode. We don't know yet. We haven't confirmed. But
Michelle
if you
Obama.
like it.
It's just me again.
Oh,
Oh, I
We'll
leaked
be
it.
asking her about the
Leaked,
weed
leaked,
nuggets.
Leaked.
Alrighty.
Love you.
Yeah,
Bye,
take care,
guys.
guys.